They're the ones who are going to do it.
Both of them do it?
And somehow we're going to end up in the finals together, going for number 18. Both
Although
of us.
Boston looks deader than the Lakers right now.
Yeah, I know. They'll bounce back. They'll do me and Ireland's routine today. They'll go down to the pool, get some sun, get a couple of mojitos, smoke a cigar, and that'll rejuvenate them.
Pay $30 for chips and salsa.
Nice.
That's right.
Nice.
They'll probably go down to the health club like Ireland, put some cucumbers on their eyes, a mud pack on their face.
Executive workout.
Do you do the cucumbers and the?
I go on the treadmill for 20 minutes and say, "That's enough. Where are the cucumbers?"
That's right.
Michael's in there lifting weights. I go, I gotta go.
That's
and
right.
then the next thing I know, I'm next to the jacuzzi.
Exactly. He knows how to do it.
He knows. All right. Well, listen, Michael Thompson's hanging out. It's
got game of games.
It's your game of games.
Yes. Pepe will be here.
Coming up next, who is scoring all the points for the Lakers and what that says about the supporting cast? That's coming up next for you. Mason, Ireland, 710 ESPN.
All right, if you're looking for a car, this will sound familiar. You go into the car dealer, you say, "Hey, that's a great car. Can I buy that?" They'll say, "No, we don't have any. That one's sold, and we can't get another one for 3 months. We have no availability." That never happens at Toyota. New vehicles are arriving daily at your Southern California Toyota dealers. Imagine yourself in a new Tacoma with that big interior and the great towing capacity. Or picture yourself in a Highlander with the refined interior and incredible handling. Right now, you can get an incredible deal, not only on the Tacoma and the Highlander, but the full lineup of Toyota cars and trucks. Choose a special lease, low APR. You can even get cash back on the Toyota car or truck you've always wanted for great deals on a new Tacoma, Highlander, Camry, RAV4, or Corolla. See your Southern California Toyota dealers or visit Toyota.com. There's a reason Toyota and the Lakers have been in business together for more than 40 years. Toyota, we make it easy.
Don't miss. Game of games time. Thanks to our friend calljacob.com. And, of course, at 2:30 p.m., Super Playoff Crosstalk.
Bring a bucket and a mop.
Mason and Ireland rolls on a Lakers game day Monday right now.
Just one game, Mason.
One game. No, that's it. Just one game.
It's the NCAA tournament now for them. They got.
I think that's a mistake that some Laker fans are making. They think that the Lakers have to win 4 games. They don't. They only have to win one
game.
Exactly.
That's right.
So I threw this out there. Who is scoring all the points for the Lakers? Get this. 82% of all Lakers points in this series have been scored by LeBron, AD, Austin Reeves, and Rui Hachimura. So 82% of all the points coming from those 4 guys. Obviously, the guy that's not on that list is D'Angelo Russell, who has been borderline unplayable in this series. Borderline unplayable. They are literally going right at him when he's on defense, and he's not sinking any shots. I hope tonight we don't see him in the starting lineup.
I think he will be, and here's why. In games where D'Angelo Russell scores 17 or more points, the Lakers playoff games, the Lakers are 7-1. In games where he doesn't, they're 0-7. Because of that, they need him. And if you, let's say I think what you're suggesting is you play Dennis Schroeder
Correct,
instead.
you play Schroeder.
Schroeder hasn't done anything either. So
but he hasn't killed him the way D'Angelo has.
Well, he can make those shots. I've seen him make them. But what I would do, I would start him, Michael, but I would have him on a shorter leash. Yeah. I think the 5 best guys you can have out there are Austin Reeves, AD, LeBron. Rui has now proven
absolutely
that he should be one of the 5. And then you just decide whether or not you need Vanderbilt for defense. Mm-hmm. And if you don't, you can try other people there. You can try Lonnie Walker.
Yeah.
You can try D'Angelo. You can try Vanderbilt. But Vanderbilt, if he's out there for defense, and he was the one guarding Jamal Murray, he's our best defensive player.
Well, they screened off of him the entire game. I mean,
and so he wasn't impacting the game defensively. I think you can take him out.
Yeah, no, he's a negative offensively. He's a plus defensively. Although they were screening him off of Murray, who's been just unbelievable. I just go back to this number, Don. The Lakers are minus 53 when D'Angelo is on the floor and plus 31 when he's on the bench.
Ask Michael what he thinks of plus-minus.
Well, no, but over the course of a series, Michael, does that not tell you something over the course of a series?
Not a thing.
That the Lakers have been outscored by 53 points when D'Angelo is starting, and when he's on the bench, they're plus 30?
That could happen for guys scoring 30 points a game, too. And he's doing his job, but doing what else is.
Does it not correlate with him going 8 for 27 in the series?
I don't believe in that plus-minus crap. Who started that anyway? Was that you?
That was me.
Yeah,
I take full
hate that crap.
responsibility. I worked it out with Rob.
Believe me, I've been on the court.
Together.
I've been on the court many a times when I've done basically nothing, but we're up by 15. And I've been on the court when I'm the one killing it. We're down 15.
But when they're down, when they're minus 53 and he's 8 of 27 and they're going at him defensively, it is him.
You know who's second in plus-minus, second worst plus-minus on the team in this series? Anthony Davis. You want to take him out?
They're losing a lot. They're losing a lot.
Well, why is that the reason?
Anthony Davis.
Why is that the excuse for AD, but you won't apply it to
Anthony
D'Angelo?
Davis is an 8 of 27.
Right.
But that's my point.
Anthony Davis isn't a minus defensively.
That's my point. He's still playing great, and he's still minus.
To compare those two is silly.
Right.
Plus minus stuff to him. Have you ever played basketball? You played basketball.
I did play basketball.
You played in the celebrity.
Not well.
So you should know that plus minus don't mean nothing.
Yeah,
I'm kind of in between you two guys. It means more than Michael says it does, but it doesn't mean as much as you say it does.
I think the bigger number is 8 of 27. That's the biggest number.
Hey, so you asked me a question that you would re-sign Austin Reeves no matter what.
Yes.
All right. I agree with you. Austin's my favorite player on the team. But here's why you may I'll just put it to you this way.
Is it because he's white?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Yeah, that's the whole reason.
It's because did you see the whole emo?
Mason only wants him on the team because he's white.
Did you see the old emo Austin memes that went around this weekend?
Yeah, it was funny.
It was so funny.
He's the only white guy on the team. I never noticed that. Isn't he?
On our
I don't
team?
know.
Is he?
What do you think?
No, Max Christie's like your kids, right? He's biracial.
Yeah, he's biracial. He is the only white guy, isn't he?
Oh, I never even noticed.
I never even thought about that.
All right, so Mace, if you offer Austin Reeves a deal,
yes,
and let's say you offer him 4 years, 48,
yes,
$12 million.
They're allowed to offer him $50.1 million.
Yeah.
All right, so let's say you offer him that.
Yep.
Okay, you offer him 50.1, but another team, because he's a restricted free agent,
offers him like 4 years, 80.
Yeah.
Could offer him up to 100, up to 98.
Yeah, the Chandler Parsons deal.
Right. If another team does that, like I've heard rumors that the Spurs would love to get Austin Reeves.
I heard rumors that Orlando would like to get Austin
So let's say they offer him 4 years, 98.
Yes.
You can match it.
Yes.
If you're the Lakers. But if you do, what happens if it takes away all your ability to sign anybody else? In other words, you give up your mid-level, You give up your mini mid-level. All you can do, begin to this new CBA.
You got to do it. He's your third best player.
Okay, so then it would be LeBron, AD, Austin Reeves. Jared Vanderbilt has a good, favorable contract.
Rui Hachimura is restricted.
Right, but you wouldn't have the money to sign Rui.
He's your player, though.
Right, but
you're allowed to go over the cap for your player.
Right, but in that case, you would actually be losing money. I mean, it would be so prohibitive. You might have to sell the team.
Why would they put these kind of rules in?
Because here's the thing.
Because the owners want to protect against themselves.
Ridiculous.
I mean, that's the story that's out there. Everybody's got it. Is that the Lakers are intent on keeping Rui Hachimura and Austin Reeves. And Austin Reeves, by the way.
All right, would you be okay? Let's say they do that.
Yeah.
They keep Rui and Austin, but everybody else goes.
Right.
Okay. So I think you can keep Max Christie because he's on a rookie.
Yeah.
Deal. But every other player goes. You okay with that?
Yeah.
Just nothing but minimum guys after that.
Yeah.
And by the way, no mini mid-level. Like you can't get Lonnie Walker.
Right. Well, Lonnie Walker's under a deal.
No, 1 year mini mid-level.
I thought he was a 2-year deal.
I think it's gone. But I think it's his option. I think it's Lonnie. Look that up, Greg.
Yeah, Lonnie's going to want to get paid.
Yeah,
And
I think it's.
he has the option to leave.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of.
By the way, and what happens?
Lonnie
too,
is under this year only. He's unrestricted next year.
Okay, unrestricted. So here's what happens. Let's say somebody offers 4 years 80.
Okay.
4 years 80,
which is feasible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that happening.
Lakers match. Okay. That means the first year it would be 11.4 million against the cap. The second year it would be 12.2 million against the cap. Then the last 2 seasons would be 27 million a season.
That's
so
the
in
poison
other words,
pill.
You're talking about a modest contract for the first 2 years, and conceivably into the future is when you get hit with the big numbers. And Mark Stein, again, reporting today in his Substack, which I probably should subscribe.
I do.
Do you subscribe?
Yeah.
So how much does it cost? There's so many subscriptions.
I think it's $50 for the year.
$50 for I can't do that, Mark.
I do Mark and I do Molly Knight. Those are the two.
Yeah, I mean, there's too many subscriptions for things. But in the end, he's your third best player. You got to find a way to keep him.
Okay, but I'm just saying.
And Mark Stein said today there is no. Bergman, find that exact quote. The exact quote from Mark Stein.
All right, so here you can do it, but here's who you say goodbye to.
Yeah.
Okay. So basically, you say goodbye to Mo Bamba, goodbye to Malik Beasley, goodbye to Troy Brown, goodbye to Wenyen Gabriel, goodbye to Dennis Schroeder, Tristan Thompson, and Lonnie Walker. All gone. You okay with that?
See ya.
And you just bring in minimum guys.
Yeah, I think the 2 guys you want to keep from that group are Hachimura and Austin Reeves.
The Steinline quote is, league sources continue to say that LA is determined to retain Austin Reeves and Rui Hachimura in free agency. There is frankly no scenario based on what I know that Reeves won't be a Laker next season.
So, but if you know that and you're another team, you could really put the screws.
Somebody's going to put the screws to the Lakers.
Yeah, that's what Michael, you used Chandler Parsons. I'm trying to think. There have been a couple other instances of guys getting so much money. Who was
Jeremy Lin got that.
Yeah, and who was the kid that was in Miami? He was a left-handed guard, and I'll think of it. But they gave him some insanely ridiculous offer.
And then they get stuck at the end of the deal.
Right, yeah. and then the Heat
couldn't keep him.
But
he is your third best player. Without question,
Austin, he's been great.
He's been fantastic.
And when he leads us to the championship this year, then he'll solidify his position.
Absolutely. All I need is a miracle. That's all we need tonight. Actually, no, tonight isn't really a miracle. Tonight is just win the game. Just win the game.
We should. Why don't you play some songs from The Miracles? Smokey Robinson and The Miracles.
Mason might not know who that is.
Oh, come on.
Oh, of course I do. I know.
That's right. You're not a Motown. That's right.
I'm not a huge Motown fan. It wasn't my era.
Yeah.
But the music's great. I'm just not a big Motown guy.
Strange.
Don't tell me I'm strange. Listen to who's calling me strange.
That's right.
The strangest man
I know. A lot of
strangeness
in this room.
You are the strangest man I know.
How could you not be the Marvin Gaye and Aretha Franklin?
I love them both.
But that's Motown.
It's not my era, Michael. I'm not of age.
You like the Beatles? That's not your era.
I'm not crazy.
He doesn't like the Rolling Stones.
I don't like the Stones. I left the concert early.
I walked out on the Stones
before. Well, the encore was ridiculous. I mean, they had saved so many songs for the encore. I don't have that kind of time.
Oh my goodness!
What do you mean you don't have that kind of time?
Did you notice?
You're at a concert. What else?
I don't have
when you were walking out on the Stones concert, did you notice anybody else walking out, or were you the only one?
I beat the traffic.
Tyler Johnson. Greg just looked it up. Tyler Johnson was the other guy.
That's right.
Yeah.
Andy Kamenetsky actually texted me. So
Okay.
I'll give him the credit.
Thank you, Andy.
Andy will be here in a little while. So you don't like this? You would rather be on for the full 3 hours? Because you could do that.
No.
Yeah, you would rather.
I'd rather leave now. But which I'm not allowed to do.
Let me ask you
I'm
guys.
just offended that he gave half of our show away.
Are you?
Yeah.
Oh,
You're
Let me
not?
ask you guys a
I
question.
didn't care.
All right.
Let me ask
Well,
you
then
guys a question.
I make it tomorrow off anyway. Yeah.
Let me ask you guys a question. Was there any chance
Yes.
Lauren Sanchez was going to say no
2.
Oh, I didn't realize.
on that big $500 million?
Are they being-
He
are
proposed to her on his $500 million yacht.
Aw.
Was there a possible chance
beautiful.
she would have said, "Let me think about it"?
Is there someone that makes more money than Jeff Bezos?
I don't think so. I think he is.
Then there's your
he's it.
answer.
Maybe Elon.
Elon, and he's single, right?
It's Elon, Bezos, Ballmer.
Bummer's married.
Yeah.
I mean, did Bezos actually have to ask Lauren, "Will you marry?" Did he just give it a ring, and say, "Here, just put it on your finger"? She wasn't going to say no, was she?
Yeah, but you still.
You still do
look,
it?
Mason believes that it's all about love.
No, that one's all about money.
Wait a minute. You said you believe in love.
I believe it's best to marry for love. I don't think if you marry. How many wives has Bezos had?
This will be 2.
Oh, this would be number 2. That's
Yeah.
not bad.
Right.
That's not
Yeah.
bad. Yeah, no, I, to me, Lauren Sanchez is marrying him for the money, and she's marrying him.
Or he's marrying
He's
her.
marrying her for the sex. That's basically what it is.
You think so?
I thought. I mean, I've been saying that's basically life.
Right. But when you've misconstrued my
But you
whole
guys
concept
know her.
of
Isn't she
love.
intelligent and a good conversationalist?
I'll tell you what.
She's always nice to me.
I
Yeah.
did a couple of shows with Lauren over
Yeah.
at Channel 11. She is a delightful
Yeah.
human being. I thought she was fantastic.
She's obviously a good-looking lady, but doesn't she bring something else to the table besides her
She's
looks?
very smart.
There you go. See,
Very, very
He's
smart.
marrying her for a brain.
Yes. Okay.
And for love.
And for love. All right, coming up next for you, going to give the wheel of questions a spin. Oh, no, we're actually going to do What's Up, Fool, right?
Yeah.
What's Up, Fool, brought to you by Dos Hombres, is coming up next. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
Tonight, my Lakers have
And more at 1 p.m. And it is Mason and Ireland Lakers game day Monday. Thanks to Michelob Ultra. Of course, we have a short show today, which means we got to move up. What's up, fool? And what's up, fool? Made possible. Actually, let's just bring in the celebrity voice, shall we?
What's Up, Fool is brought to you by Dos Hombres Mezcal. It's fate. It's friendship. It's mezcal. Dos Hombres.
Thank you, Mr. Cranston. Now, what's up, fool? On Mason and Ireland.
Thanks, Morales. All right, so the Boston Celtics are about to get swept by the Miami Heat, and after the game, a reporter asked Celtics head coach Joe Mazzulla straight up, "Have you lost the locker room?" His answer, "Yeah, it's why I need to be better to figure out what this team needs." Did Mazzulla just, first of all, admit to losing the locker room? And if so, is him admitting that endearing or a reason to be let go immediately after their next loss?
I thought watching that game last night, it's the first time I've ever seen the Celtics quit.
Yep.
And that normally gets a coach fired. Byron Scott was the coach in New Orleans and had won a Coach of the Year award, had Chris Paul, had them in the playoffs, really, really good. And his team quit on him, and they lost by 50 in a playoff game. And the next year, Byron was out. I think Mazzulla, Michael, I wouldn't have admitted it the way he did, but more importantly, I think the team quit on him, and I think he might be in trouble.
That's why he should have said these guys quit. He did his job. He got a
you think he should have just not said
it's on you as a player.
Yeah.
Well, this coach gives you the game plan. Now go out there and execute it.
Yeah.
Implement it. If you can't do it, that's on you as a player. He can't be out there trying to shoot for you and trying to guard for you. Come on.
He's in year 1, right?
Yeah.
Year 2?
1. Remember, he
one.
took over. Here's a little quick history lesson of the Celtics. Emi Udoka took him to the finals last year.
Right.
Udoka got fired in a sex scandal. Got suspended. They mishandled the whole thing.
In an HR thing, yeah.
And so they would have given that job to his number 1 assistant, Will Hardy. But like a week before that, Will Hardy had gotten the Utah job.
Yeah.
So they went one step further down the bench and gave it to Mazzulla. But with all these big names available, Mike Budenholzer, Nick Nurse, Monty Williams, I can't imagine Mazzulla survives.
So you think he could be one and done?
He's either one and done, or Michael, they bring in a Bill Burtka type, a veteran assistant who's been in the league a lot of years to help him.
Because most people think that, at least from looking at the getup and stuff, that Jaylen Brown's probably going to be gone.
No.
I think Jaylen Brown is. I think they're going to keep them both. I think they keep Brown and Tatum and bring in a new coach.
Yeah, they're too young. You can't give up on them.
Yeah. I guess you've got a choice if you're Mazzulla. You can either say they quit or I lost the locker room. Micah, you're saying it's better to say they quit.
Yeah, they didn't show up.
And not take the fall.
But wouldn't he get accused of blaming his players and not taking responsibility?
Didn't we see the game? Blame the players. That's on them, not on Mazzulla. Come on.
Well, what you could say is this was an organizational failure from top to bottom, starting with me.
Sure.
I didn't coach good. We didn't play good. This was embarrassing. If we don't play better in Game 4, we all got to look in the mirror. I mean, he could have made it collective.
Yeah, right.
Rather than, as you say, Greg, taking the blame for it.
Yeah, he took the blame for it. It's crazy.
What's up, fool?
All right, so Twitter is a crazy place, obviously, and Instagram is noticing. They are coming up with a competitor that will be released this summer as a text-based app that is currently being tested with creators and celebrities. Why or why not will this Twitter competitor work?
I actually think it's got a chance to work because it will leap off of Instagram, which is now the most popular. I guess it still goes Facebook 1, Instagram 2, Twitter 3.
Really?
Yeah.
Instagram hasn't passed Facebook yet?
Instagram has not passed Facebook, but they're the same company, so Instagram and Facebook are the same. If you can use Facebook and Instagram to create a Twitter-like app, I think there's a chance it could blow Twitter out of the water.
Well, ever since Elon Musk bought Twitter, it's become polarizing, and anything that becomes polarizing has a chance to fail. Ask Bud Light.
Yeah, right.
So, yeah, I'm with you. I think if they do it right and they make it simple to use, that's the key. User-friendly.
Yeah.
I think it can work.
What's up, fool?
Okay, what's up, fool? So in pursuit of a new anti-aging technique, a man spends $2 million a year to look 18 by swapping blood with his father and son.
Is this real or are you just making it up?
No, this is real.
Okay.
Carlos sent me the story from Bloomberg. So how much money would you spend to look a certain age?
Zero.
To look a certain age.
$0. I'm my age. Everybody ages. You can't outrun time.
No, he's saying you can.
Yeah, no, I just
he's saying you can outrun time, right?
$2 million. The guy looks 18.
Does he look really 18?
Is there a picture
I'll send
of
you guys
him?
the pictures.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, the guy doesn't seem like he's
What's
18
his
at all.
actual age?
It doesn't say.
But he looks 18.
But he stays younger.
John,
for sure.
the question is, if it's possible, would you do it?
Probably not.
You wouldn't do it?
Yeah.
I'd like to freeze at this age. I'd like to not go further than this age.
You want to die now?
No, stop right here. In other words...
So his appearance wouldn't change from now until when he dies.
Yeah, no, this would be my appearance now until I die at 81 years old.
Yeah.
Wait, why do you only want to live to be 81?
Why 81? It seems like I would be done by then.
Michael will be dead in 5 years if you do that.
Wow.
Why are you killing him off?
No, Michael, you can live as long as you.
He's Bahamian. He's going to
81
live to
is
be
your
100.
number.
81 is a good number for me. By the way, until I get 80, and then I'm going to extend it.
All right, so here's the ages.
You'll sign an extension.
Exactly.
Here's the ages of all four of my grandparents.
Player option.
Ready? 90, 90, 86, 83.
That's good.
And my dad was 83.
Yeah. Let's see. What am I go? My grandmother was 101. Grandmother was 93. Grandfather was 83. Grandfather was 85. and my dad was 74, but he had an accent.
Yeah,
What do you think Pepe is? 78, 79?
Pepe
No,
Mantilla?
come on.
Yeah.
Pepe's a
I would
kid
guess.
compared to
I would
you.
guess Pepe is 65 years
Oh,
old.
wait. That fossil we see in there?
I think he's 50.
Pepe, am I high or low? Yeah, I'm close.
close.
He
He
gave
says
me-
so.
he gave
Así,
me the-
Así.
77. Pepe looks 77.
Más
No,
o menos.
Pepe.
Michael tried that already, but it didn't work.
He's talking about the fillers.
What's up, fool?
The Fountain of Youth. I know where it is. It's in the Bahamas. Just come in there and go swimming with me. That'll keep you young.
All right, so Carmelo Anthony announced his retirement today after a great career. So now just follow me here. Before I get to the real question, he's obviously a first ballot Hall of Famer, right?
Yes.
Okay. Does Denver retire his number 15?
No, they don't like him.
No, they don't like him.
By the way,
Okay.
Forced his way out.
Greg, I have a very good reason why they don't retire his number 15.
Because Jokic is also
Correct.
number 15. So that was going to be the question.
Yeah.
Who gets it?
Jokic.
Yeah, Jokic gets it.
Jokic gets it. Okay, so Denver doesn't like him.
No,
Because he forced his way out?
and I don't understand why. When Carmelo was in Denver, his free agency was coming up.
Right.
He was a year away. And he went to the Nuggets and he said, guys, I'm not staying. I want to go to the Knicks. If you can work out a deal to trade me to the Knicks, you should, because then you'll get something for me. He did them a favor.
Right.
And he's reviled there because the people in Denver, for whatever reason, think he quit on him. He actually did him a favor. As a matter of fact, one of the picks that they got when they traded Carmelo to the Knicks, the Nuggets used to take Jamal Murray.
Right.
So Michael, they should be thankful that Carmelo treated that.
worked
I
out
mean,
for
now
him.
the next guy's just going to do what LeBron always does: just leave.
Although I think one of the legacies of Carmelo is that he was really on the cutting edge of player empowerment. He
I
was one
agree.
of the first guys to say, you know what, I'm calling my shot. That's where I want to go. And since then, we've seen players more free to do that. So I think that's a huge part of his legacy.
Right, but if he had it to do over again, I think Melo would just say, I just should have played out my contract, gone to the Knicks. It wouldn't have stripped the Knicks of all that talent.
All the assets, right.
And I wouldn't be hated in Denver. I just would have left. But, Greg, I was listening to a podcast the other day. They actually should have not given anybody the number 15 to leave this possibility open.
Right.
And they did, and now they're screwed because Jokic is going to get his number retired, and they can't retire Melo's number.
Even if they want to, they
Correct.
can't anymore. Right.
They can't do it, which is, one of the reasons why LeBron and AD, both who wore the number 23 before they came here, changed numbers is because, out of respect to Michael Jordan, they didn't want to, necessarily. If the Lakers ever wanted to retire Michael Jordan's number like Miami did, Pat Riley retired the number 23 in Miami, even though Jordan never played there.
Yeah.
But LeBron and AD had the foresight to say, we're not going to take 23 just in case.
Yeah.
And now Denver's screwed because Carmelo's number has Jokic in it.
And Jokic didn't even come into the league as some amazing player either. So
Second round pick.
Right.
Yeah.
Giving him 15 was a mistake.
Yep.
I'm with you.
What's up, fool?
All right, so I'm going to a housewarming party this Sunday.
Oh, nice.
And I was told no gifts.
Yeah, no, you're supposed to bring them.
Okay, exactly.
Yeah,
I feel
you have
weird
to bring
showing up.
something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel weird ending up and showing up empty-handed. Emily said a candle. A candle is
No,
the best
a
thing.
candle-
No,
Wait a minute.
So what is the
there's
right
something,
choice?
No, there's something here that keeps you completely covered.
Okay.
Nice bottle of booze.
Absolutely.
That's usually what I go
They
with.
said-
100%.
It's always
But if
with
they
the
said
booze.
no gifts, why bring in gifts?
Because
You don't want to show up empty-handed.
But they just told you to show up empty-handed.
This is actually a good question.
Right.
What's wrong with y'all? Can't y'all take a hint?
No,
No.
Can't.
Like I went to a party 2 weeks ago where they said no gifts.
Yep.
And Lisa and I went out and bought him stuff.
I went
many
to a
other
housewarming a couple of weeks back, and again, no gifts. When they say no gifts,
Yeah.
what they're actually saying is, bring us something.
What did you bring?
I believe that is the
I think you
subtext.
have said no gifts at your parties, and I always bring you something.
Everybody brings something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you bring?
I brought Mason booze.
Yeah.
Right.
booze.
What did you give to the housewarming?
Bottle of Dos Hombres.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which is a great. By the way, do that.
Oh,
Dos
Dos Hombres?
Hombres is a little more expensive than you would buy for yourself, but not so expensive that you can't afford
Don't
it.
buy nothing. They told you don't bring nothing.
By the way, it was my friend's 40th birthday party on Saturday, and I brought him a bottle of Camus.
Oh, there
Just
you go.
because
There
you
you go.
said to.
That's nice, but he didn't tell you not to bring
Hey,
it.
he
I'll
did
buy
not.
it.
MT, when we come to your house, are we supposed to bring gifts?
Yeah, bring me a $1,000 bottle of wine. How about that? But you know what, Mace? But
So
don't
Diamond
do
Key?
it. But bring it anyway. What is wrong with y'all?
Michael's quite literal, as you can see.
Yeah. Let me say no gifts, no gifts.
Yeah, no gifts.
Take a
means
hint.
Bring us something.
So when we go to
And
your
by the
house,
way,
if
a
you say no
candle-
gifts, you want us to bring nothing.
A candle may be the worst gift of all time. Like,
That's what
it
Emily
is-
said.
No,
the
girls
gift.
like
No,
candles.
no. But
Lisa
seriously,
loves them.
But it's the gift you give when you can't think of anything else.
Isn't
Right.
that what booze is?
It's
no,
a bad
booze you can drink.
No, it's a bad gift for a guy. It's not a bad gift for a woman. Women love candles.
Should it be a Yankee candle?
I don't even know what that is.
I don't even care.
As long as it smells like vanilla.
Lindsay's a big
Yes,
Yankee
and the
candle
Yankee
person.
candles,
Sure,
yeah.
why not? If you're going to give a candle,
Yeah,
give
like
a
Lindsay
Yankee
would
candle.
appreciate. Like if Lindsay had a party and everybody brought a candle, she'd be elated.
Well, my impression of Lindsay's house from working with her is that it's just candles all over the place. It's like some sort of,
Frontier
candle-
woman.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, she's like
no lights.
She's like
Yeah, no
Susan Sarandon in Bull Durham.
Yes.
She's got like 40 candles going.
Pepe, when you come to the house, bring me some tequila, the most expensive kind.
What's up, fool?
All right, let's get it. Let's end it here so that Pepe can go in there.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Coming up next is the 2 o'clock call of the day. Pepe Mantilla is going to join us. Lines open 877-710-ESPN. Is there hope? Can the Lakers
Hell
win
yes.
tonight and force a Game 5? Only thing about
Why
tonight.
not?
One game. Why not us?
Shock the world, Lakers. Let's go.
Pepe's in here next, plus call of the day, 877-710-ESPN. Mason, Ireland, 710 ESPN.
All right. Did you know that it can take up to 11 weeks on average to hire for an open position? That's almost 2.5 months. As Steve Mason says, I don't got that kind of time.
I don't got that kind of time.
Well, if you're listening today, I've got some advice. Stop waiting and start using ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find qualified candidates for all your roles fast. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/LA. Like my guy Ian Siegel, the creator of ZipRecruiter, always says, they don't leave anything to chance. ZipRecruiter uses matching technology to quickly find and send you the most qualified people for your roles. You can check out the people ZipRecruiter sends you, or you can blow them off. It's up to you. Plus, how quick can ZipRecruiter make a difference? 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within 1 day. So speed up your hiring process with ZipRecruiter. See why 3.8 million businesses have come to ZipRecruiter for their hiring needs. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/LA. It's free. By the way, if you're looking for a job, you can go there too. ZipRecruiter.com/LA. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
Hi, I'm Olympic gold medalist April Ross. Many people think of athletes as heroes. They look up to them for inspiration and to see the possibilities of what they can do. But if I'm a hero, who is my hero? To me, my heroes are the firefighters who protect our cities and homes. My fiancé is a firefighter, so I deeply respect and admire what he and his colleagues do and accomplish every day on the job. Los Angeles needs more heroes like him. Do you think you have what it takes? To learn more, go to joinlafd.org. Be a hero to your community. I look forward to being able to cheer you on along the way.
Listen to Mason and Ireland more at 1 p.m.
And it is Mason and Ireland Lakers Game Day Monday, thanks to Michelob Ultra. What is on tap? Up ahead at 2:15 this afternoon. Game of Games time. Thanks to our friends at calljacob.com. Then at 2:30, Mace, Shinato, Andy Kamenetsky sitting in for Cappy. They've got Super Playoff Crosstalk. They'll walk you up to coverage. The Toyota Lakers countdown to tip-off at 4 p.m. That is what's on tap right now. More of Mason and Ireland, a Lakers Game Day Monday.
Baby, baby, don't cry. Miracles. Miracles. There we go. So, Pepe Mantilla's here. Pepe, how you doing?
Fine, thank you. I'm kind of excited because we're going to have a game today and we're going to have a game on Wednesday.
There you go. I like that attitude.
Pepe, when he saw me on Saturday, walked right up to me and he goes, I will do the game the day of Game 6. And I said, Pepe, you sure there's going to be a Game 6? He said, yes. So you have full confidence, Pepe, that we can pull off this miracle.
Of course.
Love it.
They have to have changes, definitely.
What kind of changes?
Well,
I think they got to play Hachimura more.
Yeah, and probably start
Schroeder over
Schroeder.
We'll see. Yeah. I think D'Angelo can make the shots that he's been missing, but you can't give him a long leash. Like, if he misses his first 4 shots, I think you know you've seen the movie.
The only thing that, and maybe you and Michael and Mason can solve this problem.
Okay.
Why do you allow a guy to score 30 points in the first half?
What should they do?
Yeah.
Well, they never sent a second defender at him, Pepe. I know what you're saying.
Should you double team him 30 feet away from the basket?
Well,
Michael, you're the one that said take the ball out of his hands.
I mean, you got to try it a few times, but if you keep doing it, that leaves a lot of space.
And what happened in the second half?
Well, he was cold. He didn't. You're right. Didn't he?
Yeah, no.
He missed his first 6 shots.
Him up in the second.
He only had 7 points in the second.
He missed his first 6 shots in the second half.
So I think that Schroeder can be a better fit to guard him. I have a question for Mason.
Yes.
Okay, let's say that you start a team, and they let you pick between Curry and Murray. Who would you choose?
You mean
Steph Curry or Jamal Murray?
At their present ages?
They're both 25.
No. Steph's 35. Right, Jamal is 26.
Right now.
Right now, I would take. I'd take Murray. He's younger.
I'd take Curry.
I would too. I'd take Steph.
I mean, you get a longer runway with Murray. If the ages were a wash, I would say Curry and a walk. But because there's almost 9 years difference between them.
Yeah,
I would say go with.
They've both had injury history. Murray's is a little more serious.
Yeah, Murray had some stuff. Yeah,
there you go.
And Michael, who would you take?
Well, right now, if I want to win a championship,
moving forward,
Steph.
Well, is the question: do I want to build a team long term, or do I just want to win a championship right now? Because I would take Curry if I wanted to win this year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. I have a question, you guys. By the way, Pepe Mantilla, the Lakers Spanish announcer, is here. Go ahead,
2 o'clock call today is coming up.
We actually got full phone lines.
Okay.
Yeah, you want to take one?
I mean, with a name like Pepe Mantilla, do you have to say Spanish announcer?
That's probably inferred.
You have to say Swedish announcer? The German announcer?
No, but maybe people that listen to the show, Pepe's not here every day.
But the name Pepe Mantilla tells you he's a Spanish announcer.
That is true. That is true.
It doesn't
bother me. All right, Pepe, pick a number.
Bother me.
Pick a number 1 to 10, Pepe.
5.
Number 5. This is Woody in Linwood. Woody, you're the 2 o'clock call of the day. Don't ask us how we're doing.
My question is kind of like the same long lines as Pepe. Would John Ireland like to have Austin Reeves or Alex Caruso on the Lakers in the playoffs?
Great question, Woody. I like them both. I would take Reeves because he has a little more upside. Not much, but a little more upside. He's also a little bit younger. He's taller. Reeves is a little better than Caruso, I think, Michael. How about you?
Yeah, he's a better ball handler, better shooter, as good a defender, so he's a slightly better than Caruso. But that's
nothing against Alex, Woody. We love Caruso.
Yeah.
I'll take Reeves, too, because besides, he's a really smart player.
Yeah.
Woody, would you take Caruso?
I would take Austin Reeves.
Yeah. So it's unanimous, and it's nothing against Alex. I'd love to get Alex back.
Oh, he's great. He's great.
But he's just Austin Reeves is a little more size, a little better outside shooter. And he's been, and we now know that in the playoffs he can perform when the lights are bright. So I would lean towards Austin. You want to do a 204 call of the day?
Let's do a 204 call. Pick a number 1 to 10. Don't take 5.
All right, let's go number 9.
Number 9. Let's go to Jeff in Newbury Park. Jeff, you're on 710. Don't ask us how we're doing.
All right, I want to ask you how you're doing. I think I came up with a formula for the Lakers to come back and win this series.
Excellent. What is it?
Darvin Ham's listening. Quick, tell us.
I don't know, but you know what? I obviously got to take it one game at a time. Got to win tonight, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Go back, win one game, get it back home. All right, and then anything can happen in Game 7.
Yes.
Yeah. And as far as the AR-15 and AC, I'll take AR-15 every day.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, Reeves has just been great.
Thanks, man. Yeah, Reeves has been fantastic. In fact, there's
by the way, both players undrafted. There was a lot of talk last night about how Miami is playing all these undrafted guys and how good they are at developing players.
Yeah.
Lakers should get some credit for developing both Caruso and Reeves.
Sure.
They basically picked them up undrafted, put them through the system, and now they're big NBA contributors.
So the only players with 3 straight games of 20-plus points, 5-plus assists, and 65 – what's TSH?
True shooting
percentage in the conference finals. LeBron, Jordan, Curry, and Austin Reeves.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go. That's
there's absolutely nothing not to like about Austin Reeves.
TS percentage, is that one you use a lot?
It's a little in the weeds.
Michael Pryor, explain TS percentage.
I have no idea what that is.
No, I don't either.
Well, it accounts for defense. It accounts what your true shooting percentage is, were you defended?
Never bothered Kareem.
Right. It's a little more. It distinguishes
analytical crap.
So according to Basketball Reference, it's a measure of shooting efficiency that takes into account field goals, 3-point field goals, and free throws.
Okay, there you go.
All right.
There you go. So, Michael, you get it now?
Yeah, I guess
You're going to use that one tonight?
It's complicated.
Yeah, it's too complicated.
After you do the Morongo read, are you going to throw in true shooting percentage?
Pepe, should I do it?
Why not?
I think
do it after the Morongo read.
And not just for the announcers.
Yeah.
But I think tonight, even for Darvin and the coaching staff, it's kind of anything goes, isn't it?
Sure.
What do you have to lose?
That's right.
If Lonnie Walker comes out and hits 2 shots,
Bang,
leave him
go.
out
That's
there.
right.
Yeah.
Ride Lonnie Walker. Put Max Christie in the game.
Sure,
What the hell?
why not?
I don't
Find a hot hand.
Right. I don't think you need to marry yourself to traditional. When you're down 0-3, what do you have to lose? I mean, everybody thinks you're going to lose anyway.
That's right.
So, do you want to, I'm going to throw out a somewhat depressing number.
Okay.
So, the Lakers, in franchise history, have been down 3-0 9 times.
8 times. This is the 9th.
Oh, 8 times. This is number 9.
Yeah.
8 times. Pepe, do you know how many games they've won?
None.
Exactly.
But you know what that means?
What?
Now they have the opportunity to win because you can only get to 1 point and then things will change.
All right. So
yes. Why not us?
By the
There
way,
you go.
it's Mace. It's your old line. You can spin numbers or facts to tell any story
Correct.
you want. In the history of the Denver Nuggets,
Yes.
how many times have been in the NBA Finals?
Never.
There you go.
Right.
So something's got to give.
Something's got to
Either
give.
the Nuggets are going or the Lakers are going to win a game down 0-3.
Yeah.
And here's the math on 0-3. 149 times in NBA history, a team has gone down 0-3. They have never in NBA history come back to win that series. But if you win tonight, just one game, 13 times a team down 3-1 has come back to win, including LeBron on 2 different occasions.
Right.
So just get tonight. Don't think of this as the Lakers need to win 4 games. They only need to win 1.
Can't Dave Roberts do some kind of video call to the team before the game?
Dave Roberts?
Dave Roberts.
Who was part of the last time it happened in Major League Baseball.
Came back from 0-3 against the Yankees.
When they were doing whiskey shots. Yeah. Cowboy up.
Jason Veritek said, everybody do a shot before game
Exactly.
4. Yeah.
I've done dumber things before, as you know.
Right. By the way, of the 149 that you mentioned, John, 14 have won at least 2 games, and 3 have made it to Game 7.
I love the games, and Pepe, I know you do too. I just want more games.
More games.
I mean, if we're, I understand odds are mathematically that we're going to lose this series, but I refuse to accept it. Nope. And just give me more games. Give me a Game 5. Give me a Game 6. Game 7. Bring it on. Let's go.
Behind the scenes, How sad do you think the NBA front office is that this could be Miami and Denver when they could have been Boston and LA?
Is Scott Foster here tonight?
No.
Oh, they're not even going to try to extend it.
He was there last game. But you know what? The numbers are fine and whatever you want to name it in any sport. But guess what? Who plays the games?
Yeah.
Robots or humans?
Humans, right.
Okay.
The officials tonight are Mark Davis, Josh Tiven, and Trey Maddox.
I knew that it was going to be Mark Davis.
Why?
Because he has to be there.
And he hasn't. We haven't had him yet.
We have.
Yeah.
And
what's the rap on him? What's the book on him?
He veteran guy, done like 25-year official. I'm fine with all three of those guys. I don't think the refs have decided this series. I think Jokic and Jamal Murray have.
Yeah.
But those guys are due to have a bad game.
Yeah.
I have a lot of confidence in the Lakers tonight. I just think I don't know why. I just think we're going to win.
Okay. Do you want so I'm trying to pass Jorge in Mythical Money.
Okay.
I've got my parlay, my
Lay it on me.
6-leg parlay.
By the way, the last parlay you hit 4 of the 6.
I know, not bad.
The 2 that did you in were Anthony
KCP.
Davis and KCP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, here's number 1.
How much money are you putting on this?
10,000 mythical dollars.
$10,000.
And where are you getting this from? Making it up?
No, he Googled it.
I Googled all
that. He Googled best parlay. Yeah.
I want to make one up too, Greg.
So, LeBron over 24.5 points.
Okay. I think that's likely.
D'Angelo under 10.5 points.
Okay.
Dennis Schroeder over 2.5 assists.
Like it.
Jamal Murray under 26.5 points. I don't think you can do the same thing. You don't like it?
No.
And KCP over 1.5 3-pointers.
Love that. The 2 I don't like are
D'Angelo?
Yeah. Well, D'Angelo, because
I think he may not play as much. That's why I'm taking the under.
And then the one I really don't like is Jamal Murray under 26. I think Jamal Murray is he's averaging 35 a game in this series.
They're going to lock him up.
Who is going to lock him up specifically?
Vando?
Well, Vando is our best defensive player.
Yes, he is.
You know, Michael, would it be crazy to let Jamal Murray cook and lock up everybody else?
Well, that's what he did in the first half.
Right. And we were only down 3 at halftime.
Yeah. And then he got cold.
I just think Jokic is so good that then he comes to the rescue and beats you up.
But what happened in the last game? The Lakers got close. Then they even went up 1 point. But what happened after every time that they were close and they went up? The next 2 plays were turnovers.
And, Pepe, they're role players. When the Lakers won their 3 titles at the start of the century, it was Rick Fox, Robert Horry, and Derek Fisher hitting big open threes.
That's right.
These guys for Denver have all hit big open threes. Michael Porter, KCP, Bruce Brown, all hit a 3 in the fourth quarter. So you got to watch that too. But Lakers are due. All right, coming up next, Game of Games. Michael, what is the subject?
The greatest football player to ever play.
Jim Brown.
That's right.
Jim Brown.
Okay.
Yeah. Passed away on Friday, Jim Brown.
The host of the once world-famous Jim Brown radio show with our buddy Rick Schwartz.
It was amazing.
It was the greatest show ever.
All right, let me tell you about Jacob Imrani. I don't have a script, but I don't care. So Jacob has been a friend of mine for a very long time. He's a great dude. He's an official Lakers sponsor. He will be there tonight, and he will be rooting the Lakers on. So if you were driving to a friend's house this past weekend, but you were injured in an auto accident that wasn't your fault, what should you do? You got to call Jacob. How many times do I have to tell you? Call Jacob. Jacob and his team will offer a free consultation, so you got nothing to lose by calling and explaining your situation. If Jacob starts working with you, you can move on with your life. He and his team will find a doctor in your area that specializes in your injury. Also work with the auto body shop and the car rental place and all that stuff on your behalf. Jacob and his team are ready to help you and get you back on your feet and get you the compensation that you deserve. So, car accident, motorcycle accident, Uber, Lyft, dog bite, fall at a business or whatever, all types of personal injury. Only one name to remember, that is Jacob. Jacob. A lot of attorneys say they'll fight for you. Call Jacob. He'll win for you. 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. 844-24-JACOB. Or remember,
accident or injury, call Jacob and Ronnie. Call Jacob.
Call Jacob.com. Mason, Ireland, 710 ESPN.
Don't miss Super Playoff Cross.
Hi, I'm Olympic gold medalist April Ross. Many people think of athletes as heroes. They look up to them for inspiration and to see the possibilities of what they can do. But if I'm a hero, who is my hero? To me, my heroes are the firefighters who protect our cities and homes. My fiancé is a firefighter, so I deeply respect and admire what he and his colleagues do and accomplish every day on the job. Los Angeles needs more heroes like him. Do you think you have what it takes? To learn more, go to joinlafd.org. Be a hero to your community. I look forward to being able to cheer you on along the way.
Syracuse.
Greg.
Syracuse.
Mace.
Syracuse.
I say Syracuse. Pepe.
Syracuse.
It is Syracuse. Yes. What number did Jim Brown wear in college? 32, 40, or 44?
Greg.
44.
Mace.
I know this one. It's 44.
I'm going to go 32. Pepe.
32.
Jorge.
32.
It is 44.
Yeah! I told you I knew that one. Why didn't you listen to me?
I knew that one.
You made it up like your
There's
partner.
a movie
Jim
about it.
Brown was also great in which other sport? Baseball, tennis, or lacrosse?
Mace.
Lacrosse.
I also say lacrosse. Pepe.
Lacrosse.
Jorge.
Tennis.
Greg.
Lacrosse.
It is lacrosse.
I don't know why you went different. I didn't even hear the question.
We did know that one.
Jim Brown missed how many games in his 9-year career? None, 3, or 5?
This one's me. I'll say none. Pepe.
None.
Jorge.
None.
Greg.
Zippo.
Mace.
0.
What's the answer?
It
Mike?
is none.
Yes.
Okay,
it is
everybody
none.
got it.
Jim Brown was unanimous first
Mason
team.
has the lead.
Jim Brown was unanimous.
Greg's tied with him.
Jim Brown was unanimous first team All NFL. How many times? 7, 8, or 9 times?
This one's you, Pepe.
8.
Jorge.
8.
Can you repeat the question?
He was unanimous first team All NFL. How many times? 7, 8, or 9 times?
9.
Mace.
Yeah, I think it was 9.
I'm going 9.
It is 8.
Oh, Pepe and Jorge
So
got
he only
it.
played 8 years because I think he was all.
He played 9 years.
Oh, he played 9 years.
All right, so here's the score. Greg 4, Mason 4, Pepe 4, Jorge and I 3.
Despite being retired for 57 years, Jim Brown still holds how many NFL records? 3, 4, or 5?
Jorge.
3.
Greg.
3.
Mace.
4.
I will say 5. Pepe.
3.
It is 3. 8
shit.
NFL rushing titles, 5 in a row. That's 2. 104 yards a game for a career.
All right, Pepe and Greg tied for the lead.
How many 200-yard rushing games did Jim Brown have in his career? 3, 5, or 6?
Greg.
5.
Mace.
I'm going 5.
I'll go 6. Pepe.
5.
Jorge.
Google's to 6.
It is 3.
3. Nobody
got it.
Jim Brown's longest
Googled wrong.
Jim Brown's longest run from scrimmage was what? 80, 90, or 95 yards?
This one's you, Mace.
90.
It's 80, 90, or 95, Michael?
Yep.
I'll go 95. Pepe.
90.
Jorge.
80.
Greg.
90.
It is 80.
Damn. Who got it?
I did.
You're the only one?
Jorge.
All right, so
Yeah.
here we go. It's Pepe, Jorge, and Greg with 5 each. Mason with 4. I have 3.
In Jim Brown's movie in 1969, 100 Rifles, which actress did he film the first interracial love scene in movies with? Jane Fonda, Raquel Welch, or Anne Margaret?
Mace.
Raquel Welch.
I'll also say Raquel Welch. Pepe.
I'm going to say Raquel Welch.
Jorge.
Raquel.
Greg.
With the crowd.
Raquel.
It is Raquel.
Okay.
In the first movie Jim Brown acted in was what? Rio Conchos, The Dirty Dozen, or Ice Station Zebra?
This one is me. I'll say Ice Station Zebra. Pepe.
I'm going to say Rio Conchos.
Jorge.
Rio Conchos.
Greg.
Ice, whatever.
Mace.
Dirty Dozen.
It is Rio Conchos.
Anybody get it?
Me and Pepe.
All right.
Pepe and Jorge.
Pepe and Jorge
eliminates me.
have a commanding lead.
How many more, Michael?
A bunch more.
Oh, okay.
What year did Jim Brown lead the Browns to their only NFL championship? 62, 63, or 64?
Pepe.
64.
Jorge.
Yeah, 64.
Greg.
63.
Mace.
63.
I'll say 64.
It is 64.
Ah.
Who
Yeah.
did the Browns beat to win that championship? Packers, Colts, or Bears?
This one is Jorge.
Colts.
Greg.
Colts.
Mace.
The Bears.
The Bears.
I'll say Packers. Pepe.
Packers.
It is Colts.
Who got it? All right, Jorge is up
Wait,
9.
did I say that? I think I said that also. Yeah, I got that.
Okay, so you're up 9. Pepe has 8. Greg has 7.
And
Mason and I have 5 each.
In 2016, Jim Brown's statue is unveiled in front of the Brown Stadium. What is the name of the Brown Stadium? Energy First Stadium, First Energy Stadium, or Ohio Energy Stadium?
This one, we'll go. Jorge, you have the lead. Go ahead.
First Energy.
Greg.
Where's Lindsay when we need her? First Energy.
Mace.
First Energy.
I also think it's First Energy. Pepe.
First Energy.
It is First Energy.
Okay.
What's the score?
All right. Score is Jorge 10, Pepe 9, Greg 8, Mason and I 6 each. Let's do 5 more.
Okay. Jim Brown qualified for the 1956 Olympics in which event? Long jump, decathlon, or high jump?
Jorge.
What was the first one?
Long jump, decathlon, or high jump?
Long jump.
Greg.
Decathlon.
Pepe.
Decathlon.
Mace.
I think it's long jump.
I'll go decathlon.
It is decathlon.
Wow, did he really?
All right,
That's
Pepe
amazing.
has tied for the lead.
He,
Greg, you're 1 back.
He turned down
4 more left.
He turned it down because he wanted to concentrate on football, so he didn't go to the Olympics. And if Jim Brown had competed in the 56 Olympics, what city was the 56 Olympics in? Melbourne, Rome, or Tokyo?
This one is Jorge.
Rome.
Pepe.
Rome.
Greg.
I'm going to try and get one here. Melbourne.
Michael, you said Rome, Melbourne, and what else?
Tokyo.
I'm going to go Melbourne. Mace.
I will be Tokyo.
It is Melbourne.
Yeah.
All tied up.
I think I'm out.
All right. Yeah, you are out. All right. So here is with 3 left. Greg, Pepe, and Jorge all have 10.
Woo.
I have 8. All right. 3 left.
What year did Jim Brown retire? 65, 66, or 67?
Let's go Greg.
67.
Jorge.
65.
Pepe.
65.
I'm going to go 67.
It is 66.
No,
nobody.
Nobody got it.
Oh, you're still alive, though, Ireland.
No, I'm not.
No, 2 left. Yeah,
two
you're
left,
down
and
2
I'm
with
down
2 left.
10-8. Okay, 2 left.
The most yards Jim Brown rushed for in one game was what? 230, 237, or 242?
This one will go Pepe.
237.
Jorge.
242.
Greg.
237.
All right. Has everybody guessed one of them?
Yep.
So
I did the same as Pepe. So there is one that you can get to.
What are the 3 choices, Michael?
30, 37, or 42?
I'll go 30.
I think. What did you say, Jorge?
42.
Okay, so yeah.
It is 237.
Hey, Pepe, you and me have the lead with the last one.
Okay, so
Jorge, one back.
Yeah, Jorge's one back, so I'm out.
This is for everything.
This is for all.
You just need to say
marbles.
something.
Why not me?
All right, here we go.
When Jim Brown retired in 1965, last year, he retired as the NFL's all-time leading rusher. How many yards did Jim Brown rush for? 12,312, 13,102, or 14,102?
So it's basically 12, 13, or 14.
Yeah.
Pepe. 12, 13, or 14.
I'm going to say 12.
Greg.
I want there to be a winner. 13.
Jorge.
14.
It is 12.
Yeah! Oh,
Pepe Montilla, victory!
He knows the Jim Brown history.
Michael, good game.
Yeah, that was great.
Great Jim
And
Brown.
plus, we got Pepe doing the victory dance.
That's right. Hey.
So tonight when he waves, it's hail to the victors.
Exactly.
So Pepe, if and I again think the Lakers are going to win tonight.
Yes, they are.
say win.
If they do not win, how do you keep the wave alive? Do you wave to people in Irvine walking down the street?
Yeah, like on your neighborhood when your
do you
neighbors
wave
walk
to the
by?
mailman?
Yeah.
Do you wave to kids? How do you keep the wave going? Or will you bench it until October?
I wave to everybody.
Do you wave
Yeah.
in that way?
Of course, yeah.
At the Mandy's, you'll do the wave?
At the Mandy's, you're expected
I'll
to
do
do
the
the
waves
wave.
at the Mandy's, and I'll wave to the mailman and the trash guy. Everybody.
Who's that crazy
The
guy in the
only
You're
neighborhood?
like Michael's grandson, Roman. He waves to the trash
Waves
guy.
at everybody.
There you go. See?
All right, hey, it's Michelob Ultra Reaction Monday on 710 ESPN. Can the Lakers keep... I'm not even going to ask that question. The Lakers keep their season alive tonight.
Shock the world, Lakers. Let's go.
Getting ready for Game 4, presented by Michelob Ultra, a refreshing and balanced flavor with only 2.6 carbs, 95 calories. Michelob Ultra, it's only worth it if you enjoy it. Please enjoy responsibly. Gentlemen, enjoy the game. I will see you across the street.
Si se puede.
And we'll see you.
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
Yes,
My
can.
limited Spanish, I even know that.
Pepe will be here Friday for Game 6.
There you go.
I love it.
All right. Coming up next, I think it is me, Shadano, and Andy Kamenetsky as we continue to walk you up to Game 4. Mesa and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
Tonight.
Super Playoff Crosstalk.
Thank you, Big Voice Guy.
Oh, boy.
Time for Super Playoff Crosstalk.
Yeah, baby.
Mason Shidano. And sitting in for Cappy, Andy Kamenetsky.
Gonna be the only one you come for.
That's audio from Friday when Andy was singing Prince for us. Maybe he'll do that today. We've got 90 minutes to have fun, frivolity, and get you ready for Lakers Nuggets Game 4. Must win tonight to avoid the sweep. We'll walk you up to coverage 4 p.m. And yes, there's the hope music. And yes, hope and fear. This is the fear music I've been using. Which works out because on this day, here you go, Mace. Here's an early one for you. On this day, in 1980, Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back premiered in theaters. Take it away, Shidano. Let's get to it. Super Playoff Crosstalk.
This is Super Playoff Crosstalk.
For our Lakers game day Monday afternoon right now.
That's a nice touch.
It's a little riff.
Yeah,
good job.
A
little drum fill. So, did Ireland concede this is a must-win?
Yes, he actually did concede.
Wow.
But they only need to win one tonight. Shadano, only need to win one.
Yeah, you can't win all four today.
You can't win all four. It's like, pace yourself. Win one tonight. Oh, you got the glasses rolling? Do you wear those glasses a lot or just...
They're readers.
Oh, are they readers? I've refused to wear readers.
I did for a year, and then I just said it's probably easier to do it this way.
Yeah, I refuse to wear readers.
Yeah.
I just won't give in.
Yeah. Just do it.
No, not doing it.
Because contacts don't help when you just need readers.
Yeah, no, not doing it.
Okay.
Everything will just be...
But these are cool. They're green.
They are. No, they look great on you.
Well, they make fashionable readers now. They make fashionable readers.
Dude, I bought these at CVS.
No, you didn't.
For $20.
You bought those at CVS,
100%.
those glasses?
Yeah, 100%.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, those are nice. Those
They
are
are.
stylish.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, well, if they're stylish, I'll wear them.
You want to try them on?
Yeah, let me try them.
They're a little dirty, probably.
This is such a Cappy thing.
Yeah.
Cappy took my glasses at one game and tried them on. Oh, wow. Oh, I can see things. That's awesome.
I'm telling you, go to CVS.
Yeah.
A whole new world. Like a light.
Mason's like, wait a second, I can actually see better now.
Whoa, look at
Especially
that.
your phone. You get old, it happens. It happened to me.
That's the other thing I refuse to do is like Ireland, if you look at his phone, his text messages come in. They're like an 18 point.
Yeah,
right?
no. You can't do that
an
either.
18 No, not doing that. My mom, you can barely even read one text on the phone at a time.
Right, it's so
slowly
big.
scrolling, yeah.
All right, so let's start here. What kind of faith do you have, Mace?
You know me. Speak it into existence.
Okay.
It's happening. Hi, Momo.
Hi, Momo. You want to join us?
Yeah, come on in.
Come on,
Sure.
Momo. What the hell?
Momo's here.
So you feel confident?
Yeah, I feel confident that we're going to win today.
I mean, you have also felt confident for 3 other games, though.
Yeah, but this one I feel really confident
This
about.
one you're Daniel backed.
Yeah, that's right.
Daniel did pick the Nuggets. The Lakers.
Daniel picked the Lakers.
Right.
Now he picked the Nuggets over the Heat in the finals.
He did.
But tonight
Well,
he said
Daniel's
the Lakers
already
are gonna win.
skipping ahead?
He's already looking ahead to the next series.
I may have.
Is
jumped the
Daniel
gun
like
on
the
that
new
one.
corgi?
He's kind of good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm saying he's like the corgi,
I mean, George,
remember?
you know,
Yeah.
I showed you those videos where
Yeah.
he picked the Heat to upset the Bucks.
Milwaukee, yeah.
And he was like, it was before the series, and I was like, you know what? He's 4. I'm not going to post this and make him look
Right.
bad. And then they won, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh my god.
You did it in
Yeah,
retrospect.
he is like the Corgi.
He is.
Although the Corgi got it wrong.
Yeah, eventually.
In the last series.
Yeah, against the Warriors
Well, at
and
the
the
beginning
Lakers.
of the series, I said, "Who do you like, Lakers or Nuggets?" And you said, "Mommy, they are both winners." And I said, "Okay." I
Yeah,
don't
no,
know what
kid,
that
we
means.
can't have that. That's not how this works.
Hey, Giannis, that's not the way it works.
Steph Curry, the corgi. Steph Curry
Is
started.
that his name, Steph
Was that
Curry?
really?
Steph Curry.
Yeah,
That's
Steph
fantastic.
Curry was the Corgi.
Steph Curry started getting it wrong right around the time Steph Curry wasn't able to make shots.
Right.
They were falling apart right around the same time.
Yeah. So, what do the Lakers have to do to win tonight? To me, there's a lot of things, but to me, the most basic answer of all of this, you got to bench D'Angelo Russell at this
Amen.
point. Like, just you got to play. Or if you're not going to bench him, you got to have a quick hook.
Yeah.
This is it.
I'm in favor of the quick hook.
Yeah.
I don't think you bench him.
You say start him and quick hook.
Because you're going to need his salary moving forward. Is basically what.
No, because if you bench him, you lose him. And I don't think they have the luxury of losing somebody who can score 30 points in a night. Like,
Well,
they
they
don't
also
have
don't-
that
Wait, you're
luxury
saying
anymore.
losing him long
Like
Mentally,
mentally,
mentally.
yes.
But for the
Like-
long term, not for tonight,
I
but
don't
for
think
the
you worry
long
about the
term.
long term. That's his
Yeah,
problem. not
you
yours.
deal with if they somehow.
Look, no one else is going to offer him more than what the Lakers can offer him.
Right.
So you can't worry about that. That's the summertime. This is like you have one game left.
Right.
The guy's giving you basically nothing in this series.
Yeah.
But he's still valuable to you as somebody who can stretch the floor. And
Correct.
He's still valuable to you as somebody who can create gravity on the court. And
Right.
People have to defend him. Now, he's a finesse player, and this is not a finesse
Oh no!
series.
They're much bigger. They're much stronger.
Yeah.
This is not the Warriors. This is not the Memphis team without Steven Adams and
Yeah.
Brandon Clark. And here's the thing: I talked to somebody I don't want to say who, but I talked to somebody and they were like, the issue with him, to Ramona's point, is he not only a finesse player, but he does all this like histrionics, like super slow. Like you got to make definitive, quick decisions in the playoffs. And his game is kind of like, inside out. I'm going to come back out, and like the pick
There's
and
a lot
roll.
of probing.
There's no time for that here, right? Unless you're going to hunt a mismatch, and there's no mismatch for him on the other end. This isn't LeBron hunting Jamal Murray.
This is a really hard series for D'Angelo on both ends, but part of what makes this so complicated, beyond the idea of not wanting to lose him mentally, if you can actually gain some traction in this series, try to stretch it out as long as you can. Dennis Schroeder also struggling to score. Lonnie Walker.
Right, but defensively, at least he's playing on that end.
But then you start getting into this trickle-down effect of, okay, if you put Schroeder in the starting lineup, for the time being, you have two guys, including Jared Vanderbilt, who don't score. If you replace Vando with Rui, then all of a sudden you're left with a bench that doesn't score at all.
Right.
Then if you're saying, okay, well, you play your top 5 guys like 44 minutes a night, okay, maybe that works for one night. That's not a solution. That's a Band-Aid.
Well,
that's not actually fixing things. That's not an adjustment.
Aside from LeBron, AD, Rui, and Austin Reeves,
they can't trust anyone else.
Nobody else is
I
scoring.
mean, Schroeder defensively.
Okay, I
Schroeder
will say
defensively
this.
is pesky.
I was sitting next to a scout the last game, and he just turned to me. He goes, "Is Malik Beasley that bad?" Because I mean,
did this scout watch the first round series of the last 15 regular season games?
I don't know.
Played?
He at least has the capability of being a better defensive player,
and he knows the other side.
And he knows the other side, having played in Denver, and he's a streaky shooter. Who
I would have dusted him off a lot earlier than Game 4 when you're down 0-3. Though is the problem.
Would you have done? Would you dust him off tonight?
This is not a great dust off time unless if you're that desperate, right?
If not now, then when?
Just heat check him.
If you're down a dozen, then dust him off.
Yeah, okay.
But I have people like tweeting at me like we should play Mo Bamba today.
No.
Mo Bamba has not played in like 3 months.
Please, Darvin, if you are listening, like for the love of all this is holy, play this man 5 to 7 minutes so I don't have to hear anymore from the Bamba Hive.
About Bamba,
The Bamba Hive.
There's a lot of Bamba
out
out
my
there.
God.
Yeah, people love Mo Bamba.
Yeah.
They love
he's in a rap
That's
song.
the name.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Can we go zoom out a little bit?
Oh, I love that. When in doubt, zoom out.
Like the 50,000 foot view. Is that what they say?
30,000.
5,000 foot.
It's 30,000.
Let's do
like
more.
a plane.
Let's do higher. Let's do
the
50,000.
altitude is tough.
Yeah.
At that
50,000.
Yeah.
Like space shuttle.
Okay.
Like
All right.
things,
All right.
you know.
Yeah.
To me, it is. I'm walking through the Denver locker room, and there is Thomas freaking Bryant in that locker room.
Right.
And I'm like,
he wanted to leave because he wasn't getting run, and then he gets no burn in Denver.
And that's the whole thing.
Yeah.
Like, that's why, like, they got some of their second-round picks back that they gave up for Rui. Okay, probably worth it. But in this series where they desperately need defenders who can be just
But
a
he's
big
not a defender,
physical
though.
body.
Thomas Bryant's an awful
Can he be a big physical body on Jokic?
No,
Yes.
he could score. He can make Jokic work defensively.
Yeah.
I would give him that.
Like,
but.
this is a series where, like, Thomas Bryant would have really helped.
Well, I mean, Mo Bamba was supposed to have not gotten injured and miss.
That's true. Why'd you get injured, Mo Bamba?
Well, Mo Bamba's not that good anyway.
Right.
Okay, let's
right.
be real. Like,
Right.
yes, he's 7 feet tall, maybe 7'2" even.
Right.
He's really tall.
Yeah,
But
he's
he
a great
doesn't-
chess player right here.
Yeah, great chess player, but he doesn't have the kind of motor you want for somebody at that height.
Not against Jokic.
There's a reason why he is not done well in his NBA career so far. Not
Right.
just that he's injured. He's not even thought of as somebody that you could really develop into a big prospect.
Yeah.
Let me ask this question.
Ask it.
So I read this somewhere.
Okay.
I wish I could credit the person, but whoever you are, you did a really good job.
Enough. Yeah.
Whoever you are,
You know
it was
what you did.
fantastic. So what if at the trade deadline they had kept Mike Conley instead of trading for D'Angelo Russell? Would this series be different? Would
You mean
they
if
be,
Mike was the player coming to the
if
Lakers?
Mike was the player coming to the Lakers instead of
They would have been
D'Angelo?
better off, I think.
Yeah.
in the playoffs, these playoffs, yeah.
Yeah, not long term, but in the this
Yeah.
playoffs for sure.
Maybe long term too.
Yeah.
Because
You think maybe long term?
Yeah, he's
Well,
a much more tradable contract.
Right, and also even if you wanted to re-sign him, it would be at a much lesser number.
D'Angelo is a dynamic offensive player, but he's a finesse player, and so he only helps you in certain situations. He's also much younger. I don't know. I don't know that they get as much as they did from the other teams in this if they get the reason why Minnesota gets involved in this is because they got Mike Conley.
Right. They wanted to get
They
Mike Conley
wanted Mike
because they
Conley.
needed
Yeah.
a veteran. They needed an adult in the room.
Yeah.
Right.
And he was great for them.
Yeah.
But wasn't he the only piece that came from Minnesota? Or was there somebody else from Minnesota?
Well, D'Angelo.
Right.
So Minnesota, the reason why they decide to get involved is because they were getting Mike Conley.
Mike Conley, right.
And part of it was they had to take on that money, and then
Right.
they had to get D'Angelo. Look, D'Angelo won them some playoff games. He won that. He helped win the game against Golden State. He had some good moments.
It's been a bad series for
bad
D'Lo,
series.
but it's not like it's been in a bad playoffs for D'Angelo
No,
Russell.
and he's been a huge part of getting him to this spot.
Right, but it's bad right now.
It's bad.
Well, the other
they're a
thing-
minus 53 when he's on the floor.
Here's the other thing, though, that idea of with Mike Conley.
Yeah.
If you start going there, then you really start asking the question, well, then why didn't you do this in October? Because
that was my thing.
Well, no, but Conley, Beasley, Vanderbilt for Westbrook, that's a deal you could have had probably in October or November. Like if you start
not
thinking
for
about that.
not for one of the firsts. Maybe you would have had to have given up both the
No,
yams.
there was
in
a
that
different
scenario.
construction. It was like Rudy Gay or something.
Right.
I don't think Beasley was in it.
Right, but you probably would have had to have given up both firsts at that time anyway, too.
Yeah, they always wanted that. I think at the end, look, people don't get down to business on the trade deadline until they've exhausted all other
Yeah,
options.
100%.
So Minnesota was motivated to move D'Lo. Utah was now motivated to move its players.
Right.
Like they had
Because Danny Ainge wanted one of those Laker picks, at least. Or at least one.
Yeah, and they wanted to get off that money too.
The trade did well for the Lakers.
It was Sure.
They
great
went
to
from
see.
being a
Great
team multiple games below 500 to win the Western Conference.
Oh, 100%.
They were the 13 seed.
But that's not how this place works, as we all know.
Yes.
I mean, we could have that perspective, but that's not the perspective that they've organizationally that they've allowed to create. It is championship or bust every time, and especially when you're in the LeBron James business, you have to do that. Like, there is no choice.
If they lose tonight, how do you think of this season? Like, what do you? Reflect
I
on?
think it was. I feel like they've overachieved, considering everything that they've
26
gone
games
through
since the trade deadline.
Right, considering everything they've gone through, I feel like they'd overachieved.
Yeah.
But I think I would be in the minority in that position.
I would be in the same position. They started out 2-10. Are you
Yeah.
kidding me? To get to the Western Conference
Yeah.
Finals is a staggering. To transform the roster the way they did at the trade deadline. Again, these are things that were unexpected. Cleared the decks, changed the roster, shuffled the deck, figured out a way to get to the Western Conference Finals. To me, that is a surprising and successful run.
Now, we can get into this at around 3 o'clock because I want to get into because people are counting them out already for next year, and I think that's silly too because there's maneuverability here, but we can get to that later. I do want to get into the Celtics.
Oh.
And what they're going through.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because it's not good. You
So-
think it's bad here?
Yeah.
It is bad there.
So the beginning of this discussion for Laker fans is it could be worse.
Correct.
Yeah.
You could be doing what Boston is doing in this series.
Correct.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I want to mention real quick, you can watch the YouTube live stream right now presented by LAFD. Go to joinlafd.org for more information. Hi, YouTube people.
Yeah, and before we decide to move on to have that conversation about it could be worse, you could be the Celtics, let me tell you about my friends at Tequila Mandala. Momo got some. She got a whole bottle one time she was here. Yeah.
Things could be
Didn't
better
last
with
long.
Tequila Mandala.
Yes, that's how you could.
It's really good.
You could either celebrate tonight or perhaps soak your
Just
sorrows.
get numb.
Yeah, exactly. Award-winning artisanal small batch premium sipping tequila, founded by a couple of guys just like you. One from Jalisco, Mexico. The other one born and raised in SoCal with the vision to create a sipping tequila meant for sharing with friends and loved ones. You've heard me talk about it. You've seen me post about it. You guys have done a phenomenal job posting about it as well. Back at us on social media. You've seen that beautiful hand-painted round ceramic bottle, an incredible conversation piece, but nothing like the nectar of the gods inside. So make sure Tequila Mandala is with you at your next event, whether it's a holiday party, a birthday, anniversary, you name it. Carne asada, you never know. Whatever you need. Celebrate with Tequila Mandala today. Follow their journey on their social channels at Tequila Mandala, available everywhere fine tequilas are sold. Visit their website, tequilamandala.com, to find a store or a restaurant nearest you. Tequila Mandala, demand the extraordinary.
The home of Lakers basketball.
And the home of the night.
And it is Super Playoff Crosstalk, Lakers Game Day Monday. Thanks to Michelob Ultra. We walk you up to coverage 4 p.m. The Toyota Lakers countdown to tip-off pregame with Slee. Today is International Tea Day. Like tea that you drink or like the tea, the gossip around here, Jack. And on this day back in 1983, David Bowie, the #1 hit, Let's Dance. Super Playoff Crosstalk rolls on right now.
Oh, great song.
This is my high school
Yeah, it is.
song right here.
I feel like you got down to this song.
Oh, that Bowie album with also had China Girl, another
Modern
great
Love.
single, Modern Love, which is a super underrated single.
I think Blue Jean might have been on it.
Maybe. But great. This was a great song. It is a great song.
It is. Still jams.
How do you dance to this, though?
It's the two-step.
Is
100%.
it-
Yeah.
Like, it's not fast enough to really dance, and it's not slow enough to slow dance.
You take your teeth, you put them over your lower lip.
Yeah.
It's good we're on YouTube
That's the
today.
best way to do it.
It's so good.
That's the best way to do it, yeah.
I feel like it's kind of like look up into the corner of the room.
Yeah, that's good too. Yeah, that's good
Dun,
too.
dun, dun, dun. Crank it up, Jorge. Come on, let's make this a more joyous day.
Tremble like a flower.
Ba-dum-bum-bum. All right, let's talk about good things.
Yeah.
If you're a Lakers fan,
Yes.
it could be worse.
It could be worse.
You could be the Celtics who got smashed yesterday.
Schadenfreude, baby.
And down 3-0 in Miami.
I don't think I really know what that means, Andy. I feel like that's one of those words that, like, I think I know what it means, but I don't.
It is my understanding that Schadenfreude is the enjoyment at other people's suffering.
Yeah, you like when other people are doing
That's
that.
not what I thought it meant.
What did you think it meant?
It was like deception or something.
No. Schadenfreude is enjoying someone else's misery.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the word you're thinking of.
Subterfuge?
Subterfuge.
Maybe?
Oh,
That's what
Yeah.
you're thinking.
Mr. Vocabulary.
Hey, look
Yeah.
alive
Yeah.
over there, Stanford.
Yeah,
Come on,
I
you should
don't
know
know.
this
Well,
stuff.
I
Yeah,
get stumped.
subterfuge is what you're thinking.
Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe.
Yes.
I think, yeah. Anyway, that was,
Disastrous.
I mean, if you're in Boston and you watch, okay, wait, let's back up.
Could you imagine Boston radio today? Like,
Oh my
we're,
God.
it's a different level, no offense from us. Like, we try to, be more reasonable. Out there, they are just yelling and
You got a
screaming.
Boston
Yes.
radio voice?
I can't believe. No, I can't
No.
do it. I do New
All right,
York.
Mace,
I do New
You got
York.
Boston?
No.
No, I don't either.
No. By the way, they're just different. It's not
Yeah.
better. It's just different.
No, I didn't say better. I
Oh,
said,
yeah.
it's not the same, is what I said.
Yeah, it's not the same.
They
exactly.
are yelling at everyone, firing everyone.
Everyone is fired.
Yes.
Somebody on
Nobody can even ride the plane home.
No, somebody on WEEI
Yeah.
has said at least 5 things that have really crossed the line.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They,
Yeah.
Like popped a vein in their head.
Yeah.
Bad things.
Yeah.
Borderline
I'm sure
racist.
Missoula is like
misogynistic.
Oh, my God.
Well, first of all, let's have that conversation
Yeah.
for a second. And I understand when the Udoka stuff went down because people may not remember the timeline. It was right before the season, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So they didn't have a ton of choices to go to. It's not like they can go in the open market and be like, hey, go grab a coach, right?
Yeah.
So, but the question is, they had other guys on their staff who eventually got other jobs, right? They had to know this was coming for at least a little bit. This didn't surprise them that much, okay? Yes, it happened before the season, but because they knew what was happening, they had to have had at least a little lead time. They had a guy in Will Hardy who went to Utah, who was on their bench.
Oh.
Damon Stoudemire, who took a college job.
Yep.
And they gave the job to Joe Mazzulla, who is 33 years old and never had a head coaching job, and he was a backbench guy.
But he's really bright.
I get it, but you're in over your head at this
He's
point.
going to be a great head coach one day.
One day, but not in this
So
scenario.
what happened is he gets in there and they go on a run at the beginning of the year. And people are like, oh, wow, it's like Doogie Howser out there. And they gave him a contract extension because that's to empower him and to help him
Right.
with his stature in that locker room.
And
I
that
thought
happened
was
a
pretty
couple
quick.
of weeks into the season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's a mistake. I think that you threw him into
The deep end.
yeah, and he started swimming, and so it was good to empower him. But Spo has been the
Well, I mean, listen, Spo at this stage is Neo in the Matrix.
Yeah.
He can stop the bullets because he's seen everything.
Yeah.
Right? And the
Can
only
you do that thing where you like?
he might be able to.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
I mean,
yeah, I wish I could do that.
if you
bullet time.
and if you think about him, he was once like Mazzulla
Yeah.
and McVay, the wonderkind, right?
Yeah.
But he at least had 2 years under his belt as a head coach, coaching Dwayne Wade and a bunch of dudes
Well,
before
and he had
LeBron
Pat
got
Riley
there.
in the ear.
Right. And he had a lead assistant in Ron Rothstein who had been around the NBA a million times and back, right? Joe Mazzulla doesn't have that either.
Yeah, Joe Mazzulla is in the Neo phase of just, whoa.
Yeah.
Like, whoa.
Yeah.
That's his reaction to everything right
Before
now.
he could stop the bullets.
Did he take the wrong pill? He took the blue pill instead of... Oh, yeah. Don't take the blue. Take the red pill.
He is really... When you talk to him, he is very self-assured.
Oh, no doubt.
Very mature,
Yeah.
very self-assured. He's got a little McVay vibe to me.
He does.
Like, the way he talks is like that.
Yeah.
Like, you'll say, what happened in the game? He'll say, I can't do a very good Joe, but I'll attempt it. He'll say... Well, we were 18 for 34 in corner threes this year, and in that game we were 12 for 49, and we just can't win many games when they have transition buckets like that. And like
he's very
just,
matter of fact.
Yeah, very
Yes.
like straight to the fact, straight to it, and relying on breaking down a box score.
Right.
And he's really good at that.
Right. He's good at the math part of it.
Yeah,
No
really
question
good.
about it. But here's what I would say. You got to have a little personality to it, too. And that takes time to grow into, especially at 33.
Yeah.
And I thought Brian Windhorst made a great point in his story today about that.
Yeah.
Where he's like, there's a way to fall on the sword, like he tried to do yesterday, and that was not the way to do it.
Yeah.
You got to have at least some showmanship to it, right?
Yeah.
There's got to be more than just, yeah, it was on me. Yeah, it's on me. Yeah, it's on me. Not every answer can be, yeah, it's on me.
Well, didn't he? That's what he said
yesterday
after the game. Was
Everything was, yeah, it's on me.
I didn't have these guys ready to play.
Didn't he kind of insinuate I lost the locker room?
Well,
at
he
some
was
point?
asked if he lost the locker room, and he said, "Yeah, it's on me." And I don't know what I don't remember what the rest of it was.
That's very, very McVay.
Yeah.
Very. And I feel like there's a handbook that they teach you in PR school, and coaches are taught that as well. Is when you get your butt kicked the way Boston did, just say it's all you.
Yeah.
Like don't. It's and I appreciate that when McVay does it, but half the time I'm like, okay, come on,
Yeah.
it's not on you.
Right.
Like you didn't fumble the ball.
Yeah.
You didn't drop the 6 passes.
He
You
didn't
don't-
quit.
Yeah, you didn't quit. That team. I mean, there was a poetic symmetry to the way that they forced the Sixers to quit and the way they quit in this game.
Well, the reality is also this. They are facing a team that actually, Denver has a lot of these similarities, that has one central figure, right, on the floor from a court dynamic, right? And that's Jimmy and that's Jokic, right?
Mm-hmm.
Completely different players, but everything goes through them, right?
Yep.
And everyone else knows exactly how to play their role. Jamal Murray is a scorer, closer. In their case, Bam Adebayo, defensive guy, can actually bring the ball up like a point guard at center, like similar to Jokic in some ways, just doesn't shoot the ball. Everybody knows what they're doing. And I think part of that, when you look at Boston, they're making all these changes on the fly, and nobody seems to know where they're supposed to be. They look confused on the floor
No, I
when
think
you're
they
watching
look like
them.
they don't. I think they look like they don't believe in what they're doing.
Well, there's that too.
And I think there is too many egos bumping into each other. I think there's way too much my turn, your turn with Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum.
Yeah.
Jason Tatum is the man.
Yes.
Like he's the guy.
Yes.
And if you have any kind of jealousy or ego, if you're Jalen, if you're Marcus Smart, if you're some of the other players on that team, like it's not going to work right.
No.
Like it doesn't. I've seen teams where like Jamal Murray, Nikola Jokic. Like the other night, Murray was cooking, and we were all sitting in there with Jokic in this post game press, and we were like, "So when you struggle like that, how do you get through that? How do you find your game?" And he goes, "I was struggling."
Right, I was in there with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said, "I was
He said,
struggling." and he goes,
I didn't score as much as I
Yeah,
did, but I did
Jamal
everything
had-
else.
Jamal was great.
Yeah.
And he like truly didn't care.
Right. Tim McMahon asked him that question.
Yeah.
Right.
And because he was doing, by the way, Tim McMahon is the new Mark Schwartz.
Yeah.
Okay. So Mark Schwartz had the greatest job. You would be good at this job.
Okay, what was it?
You go to a press conference,
Okay.
you sit there and ask every single person who comes in the press conference the same question.
Okay.
And then you craft a 3-minute TV piece with the best answers to that question with like a very nice opener and closer.
So,
when
like,
you're on camera.
what kind of question?
It was all about
Should I do this
Jokic, and
tonight?
it was like
Jokic-
when Jokic struggles, what does it say about your team that you can still win a game after Jokic struggles?
So then he puts everybody's response into one.
See, I asked
and puts
KCP
it
about that
together and-
in my walk-off, but I didn't say struggles. He was in foul trouble.
Yeah.
I used that because
Well,
I don't
you're
want...
more of a basketball person,
Right.
Because he wasn't actually struggling; he was
No.
just in foul trouble,
Right. Right.
And Jamal was cooking, and
Right.
and Jokic like truly doesn't get. So okay, this is the part where I'm psychoanalyzing Jokic. Okay?
Yeah.
I don't think that he. I think this idea of like, does he actually care? I really don't think he does about any attention.
No,
I
none.
almost think that he doesn't want the attention. Like it reminded me of my wedding when like I was like, Mom, I don't see myself as the bride.
Right.
Like everyone's just going to be looking at me, and I need to like play this role for everybody, and it's all I'm too self-conscious, and I don't enjoy all that attention. And I think a lot of women actually have that when they get married. Like, you have to really want the attention.
Mason would love the attention.
Yeah, you would love it.
Yeah.
Like, I've never had my own show.
Eventually I'll have marriage just for attention.
Yeah, just to
I'm
have
shocked
really
it's
we'll
taking
get
this
married
long.
just
so we can all pay attention
just,
to you.
I want to go to the party.
Yeah, the party's going to be great.
It's going to be great.
Yeah.
But like you guys all have your own show. You have your name and lights. There's billboards around town that say Mason in Ireland.
Yes.
And I have never really wanted that.
Really?
Yeah, I don't want that. I don't want my own show.
But you get bylines.
You get bylines.
I mean, you get
it's different.
Wait a minute.
Look, there's a giant John
Wait a
Ireland
minute.
over there.
You're on TV.
Yeah.
You're on. I mean, you get attention.
But I'm always the guest. You
Yeah.
notice that? There's a difference. Like when you're like part of the team versus like it's all
Right.
you and your
Yeah.
face and your
Right.
name and like you're the star.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a lot. And I don't think Jokic is into that at all.
He's
I
not.
think I think he just happens to be really good and like but he's
Tim
uncomfortable.
Duncan.
So
Yeah.
it's pretty funny.
He's uncomfortable
that
with it.
So Mike Singer, who's like the
Yeah.
columnist in Denver, right?
The beat
writer,
writer,
for
yeah.
the Denver Post. He's obviously been with them for a long
Yeah.
time. I saw him the other day because when they beat Phoenix, when they eliminated Phoenix, I asked him, well, what are you going to do with all this time off while you wait to see who your opponent is? And he made some comment about like watching his friends' horses online, race in Italy, and he's going to chill in the pool with the family. And so Singer tweeted that, and then when I saw him, I said, "Hey man, thanks for tweeting that." He's like, "Yeah, it's very rare that you get one of those answers from him." So I wanted to make sure that my audience knew that that's the answer he gave.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't do that stuff.
No.
He's very reserved.
You think he's deliberately uninteresting?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I actually think he's interesting.
No. He says he's deliberately uninteresting,
projecting uninteresting,
even though he is interesting.
He is. Like,
yes.
if I sat there in his press conference, and I have to admit, I have not been in a lot of his press conferences, like maybe 5 or 10 over the years, but not like on a stage like this.
He shot a couple questions down. And was it you?
It was my question.
The question about like
how does your playoff experiences like help you in a moment like this?
And he said 0.
Yeah.
Everything is different every game.
And I actually don't think he was being like
rude.
dismissive. I
He was
think
being
that's
honest.
how he really feels.
Yes.
And then he was even funny. Like there was a part, I don't know if you have that sound, where he was like talking about how they share the ball, and he's like, I had 8 assists and he had 6 assists, and and he goes, and what's the word? It's like poison. And everybody was like, contagious?
Yeah, and he's like,
goes,
yes,
that's
contagious.
it.
Yes.
And he's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Like,
well, at one point, didn't Michael Malone say that he was like calling the plays?
yeah, Coach Jokic. And somebody
Coach
asked him
Jokic.
about being Coach Jokic, and he goes, I would never want to be a coach. That's the worst job in the world.
Yeah, and he says, and also,
It's really funny.
when I'm speaking so fast, my English not so good already, and then I speak faster, it's worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His English is fine.
He's funny.
Pretty good. He's funny.
But to your point, he doesn't want the attention. Though.
Yeah.
He doesn't want it. He's deliberately uninteresting at
Again,
times.
I mean,
because
it's
of that.
like Tim Duncan.
Right.
Tim Duncan, I think, was just confident in knowing I'm really,
Right.
really good.
Right.
I don't need the attention. I just need to succeed.
Yeah, but I think there's an alpha beta quality because I relate to it, right? Like we always used to talk about Kobe and Powell. Powell is a Hall of Famer. Okay,
Yeah.
Powell's great, but like he was better in the Powell role.
Look, all
White
these
Swan, Black
guys.
Swan. He was better with Kobe as an alpha there.
It's all degrees of alpha. Like, you don't get to the NBA unless you were an alpha
Right.
at some
Correct.
point. Like, it's
Yeah.
impossible. But then you start meeting the alpha of all alphas.
Yeah.
And then there are some people, I think, like a Jokic or a Duncan, who's like, look, you want to be the alpha?
fine.
Great,
It's a
whatever.
little-
I'll still kick ass.
Yeah.
I'm going to do the same job either
Yeah.
way. I just don't need the attention.
But I think to Momo's point, to bring it all back, there's 2 alphas on
Yes.
Boston, and one of them is probably going to have to go, and it's not going to be Jason Tatum.
No, that Jason is the guy that you.
Right.
He is the man.
Yeah, and they're going to have to retool that roster. There's going to have to be hard thoughts about Marcus Smart. There's going to be hard thoughts about Al Horford's
Which
already old.
is crazy because they were the best team in the league for most of the year.
I know, but they're getting
It fell apart.
Yeah.
They're getting exposed by a team that also has a lot of familiarity with them.
Okay, so how do you like this phrase? I just came up with it. Winning is often a very good deodorant.
Yeah.
Losing is very clarifying.
Oh yeah, you start to see who doesn't like each other
You like that?
quickly, or who doesn't get along. Yeah, I love that.
Do you love it?
I do.
I'm gonna
I
think
think we
about
got to
it.
workshop
It's
that. a
I
little
would
bit more.
definitely
complex.
workshop it.
pretty good.
I would. I mean,
Let's
that's
Google what we
that's
can do.
winning is a
ChatGPT will give you a better
You're
answer.
spitballing.
Yeah, it's good. I think that's something there.
So
Say it
something
again.
about
Say it again.
deodorant.
So winning is often a great deodorant.
It is.
It is.
But losing is always very clarifying.
I would say losing is the smell.
I would say losing stinks.
Losing does stink.
Winning
does
is
play
the
off the deodorant,
winning
but
is the
losing- but there's a
deodorant.
clarifying
Losing
thing.
stinks.
But when you lose, it clarifies your issues. Like, that's what I mean. Losing stinks. Yeah, I know. That's,
You gotta lean.
It's a better
But
pun
you're
on
using
deodorant.
deodorant.
Well, you got to lean heavier either into the deodorant or the clarifying. Right now,
Right.
it's a little bit of mixed metaphors.
Yeah, it is mixed metaphor.
Yeah,
I agree.
yeah. That's why it's not working.
We can work with it.
Yeah, no, we'll
Clarifying lotion?
No.
Beauty
not at all.
products?
No.
Get rid of
Okay.
clarifying.
All right, coming up next, let's dive into some chatter about
Aren't
what
you glad I stopped by?
that if the Lakers lose, what could be next for them from a roster perspective. Who comes, who goes. Momo's gone. We'll talk to you in 2 minutes.
Finding great people to hire is like trying.
Playoff Crosstalk.
And yes, it is Super Playoff Crosstalk. We're walking you up to coverage in 1 hour. The Toyota Lakers countdown to tip-off with Sliwa. 5:30 p.m. tip-off. Hear all of it. Your Lakers playoff station, 710 ESPN. Happy birthday. We lost it back in 1997. Of course, Biggie, Notorious B.I.G. Super Playoff Crosstalk rolls on. Lakers game day Monday afternoon right now.
I just saw something really funny on Twitter before we get back to the Lakers. The Atlanta Hawks tweeted a picture of Carmelo Anthony's jersey and said, hell of a career. Congrats at Carmelo Anthony with the salute emoji. And Carmelo had three crying emojis saying all love at Atlanta Hawks. You know he never actually played there, right?
Right.
He was traded there, never actually played.
To get waived.
Right. 5 days he was there.
Yeah.
But not actually in the building once as a member of the Hawks.
So a salute.
It's a pretty funny.
Yeah,
though.
it is
Pretty
funny.
funny
It
tweet.
is funny.
And I thought that video he did was great. What really I thought was fantastic was the way he kind of like tipped his cap to his son at the end. I thought that was a really cool little moment for him.
I thought, one of the things we talked about earlier, but I think one of the legacies of Carmelo Anthony is that he really led the way into this player empowerment movement. He was one of the first guys to say,
and LeBron.
You know what?
Yeah.
I want to go somewhere else
Right.
and trade me there and call my shot.
Although you can make the case that had he not done that and just left in free agency, the Knicks might have
still had stuff.
Right. Might have had a better shot at winning a championship and competing with LeBron, Wade, and Bosh in that era.
The problem with leverage is sometimes you feel compelled to use it.
Correct.
And it's not always the best thing in the world to flex your power just because you can.
But I will say this, Kobe Bryant always said the toughest guard for him, Carmelo Anthony.
Oh, look, people bag a lot on Melo because he never got to a finals. You know, he was often a controversial, kind of polarizing player.
Yep.
Melo is one of the most effortless-looking scorers I've ever seen.
Yes.
He was incredible.
Yeah. No, he was amazing.
And really popular among his peers.
Oh, they loved him. He was beloved.
He actually had a nice little run here.
Dude, he
played well for them.
Yeah, he
He
played
was
well.
such a pleasure
Laker
around
great.
last year's team.
Yeah, Laker great. Yeah.
I mean, he was one of the only fun stories of last year.
Yeah, yeah.
He was great.
Tonight. Before we get to the conversations, Lindsay, let's is Jorge in there or no?
I got your sound.
Oh, okay. Because I want to get to this Windhorst stuff today.
Okay, good.
So let's just say, for argument's sake, that the Lakers don't become the first team in history out of the 149 in this position previously to win the championship.
Okay, let's just.
Win the series.
Okay, that's a big hypothetical, but okay.
Yeah, let's just say they're not the
Let's say
first.
they don't, yeah.
They're not the first in 150 to do it.
I'll try to wrap my head around it. but
Okay.
Go on.
Okay, I'll
The question
I'll buy
then,
the premise.
The question
Yes,
then
and.
becomes, what happens next season, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Brian Windhorst on his podcast, The Hoop Collective, which you can listen to wherever you download podcasts, much like Locked On Lakers.
Very, very good. Much like
Yeah.
the Culture Pop podcast.
Much like the Culture Pop podcast,
Yeah.
or the Mason and Ireland
now
show,
now with the YouTube component.
or Sedano and Cap. You can find all your
of them. Yeah,
podcasts
all
at
your
these places.
podcasts,
Yeah. But on Brian Windhorst's podcast, he says that an old conversation could potentially be revisited when it comes to the Lakers' future if this thing does end poorly for the Lakers.
It would take a little bit of maneuvering, and Kyrie would probably have to not take the max, or they would have to work on something with Dallas, but they can get there. They can keep Reeves and get Kyrie if they make that a priority. They risk going right back to where they were before, which is a top-heavy team that doesn't have, because the one thing that they did have, they with Vanderbilt, with Hachimura, they added that they could play different ways. Darvin had different hands he could play, but I can just see Kyrie ready to come, and the feel on like, look, we got to the conference finals. Imagine if we replace Russell with Kyrie. I mean, the Lakers have fallen for this before.
Yeah.
So the way this is ending, I think it's increasing the chances of it happening.
Okay, so let me tell you how I feel about this. Let me tell you what I think I know and how I feel.
What you think? Okay, that's what you think you know.
Well, in regards to just conversations I've had with people.
Okay, got it.
Okay, I believe that LeBron James absolutely would love to have Kyrie on this team. It seems fairly obvious. Is that fair to say?
Fair to say.
Yeah, he's been pretty open about it.
And I will
been
tell you
clear.
that I have talked to people in his orbit that also feel that could be a big addition to help them win a championship again. Okay. Now, my sense is from just listening to Ramona the previous time this came up and having done a little bit of my own due diligence that the Lakers are not so keen on the idea.
Good.
So, but I am curious to see who wins out in that scenario because previous to this, you were far away, right?
Yeah.
From a championship.
Yes.
When the Russell Westbrook thing, you had lost in the first round, right? Even though we at the time.
Well, the Russell Westbrook thing, there was no first round.
No. I'm saying the season prior to that.
Oh.
You got eliminated by Phoenix.
Oh, okay, got it.
Right. Yeah, in the first round. So, and AD was hurt, and they felt maybe the team had run its course, blah, blah, blah. Because the additions really they made was Montrezl Harrell for
and
JaVale,
Dennis
basically.
Schroeder.
Dennis Schroeder, right.
Dennis Schroeder turning down that $84 million
Helped the Lakers,
extension.
actually.
Boy, the dominoes that fell from there.
Yeah. But they went after Russ, to Brian's point, and they became top-heavy. Mm-hmm. But they weren't close to a championship. Here's what I think the argument will be if I were LeBron and his side, if that's indeed what they want, is we were in the Western Conference Finals, and we had a $30 million player on the roster who couldn't play in that series. He was the worst player on the floor. I got a guy here who is a killer on the floor, and a proven killer, proven with me. That argument may be tougher to tell LeBron no, only because you're this close to being
Let me
there.
give you my counter argument.
No, I get you. Go ahead.
By the way, before you get to counter, I want to just say, already we know that LeBron and AD pushed for Westbrook. So isn't this a case of,
wait
a minute, last time it didn't work. Why are we going to listen this time?
I will also say they weren't alone.
Right.
There were people in the Lakers organization that did not push back on that.
There's no question. I mean, getting Russell Westbrook was a Lakery move.
Correct. It was an organizational decision.
Yes.
Everyone after the fact was then trying to I mean,
is it possible that AD and LeBron were more excited about it than Pelinka because he had been just about to trade for Buddy Hield?
Yeah.
Sure. But the idea that it required massive arm twisting, I don't buy.
Agreed. So go ahead and make your case for the anti-Kyrie sentiment.
Just no. That's no.
That's very
because
concise.
I mean, you can't rely on Kyrie. That relationship that you're talking about 7 years ago, to put in perspective just how long ago we're talking about, Barack Obama was still president when those two won a championship. And I am not going to sign up for a commitment where ultimately you are tethered to Kyrie Irving longer than LeBron and AD. And if that means you are alienating LeBron in his final season with the Lakers, so be it. You don't do it. It's a terrible, awful idea.
But it could be.
No, it won't.
No, it could be. For 1 year, it could be.
Everywhere he goes, it's a mess.
But
Not when he played with LeBron.
Okay, so
7 years ago. It will be 8 years ago at that point.
Okay,
he's
but
matured.
here's what I will say to you.
Who?
He's matured?
Here's
LeBron's body has matured, and Kyrie's mentality has reverse matured.
Here's what I would say.
He's regressed.
Here's what I would say to you with the pushback from the other side. Because this is what was said to me. Don't you think he was kind of the same personality back then that he is now,
Yeah, but
and they just did a better job of
But LeBron's
handling
not
it?
the same player. LeBron isn't the same player as he was 7 years ago.
But he still commands the room the same
blah,
way.
blah, 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 blah. No,
blah, 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 nothing.
No.
You're going to blah, blah, blah
Yes.
that?
Yes.
You're pulling out the blah, blah, blah
It's
card?
You don't think he commands the room the same way?
I don't care. He's not the same player as he was 7 years ago. Kyrie has only grown more erratic over the last 7 years.
Okay.
It's a terrible idea.
It might not be a great idea, but for 1 year it could be.
But then you got 3 more years of
Or
Kyrie.
you don't have to sign him for 4 years.
No,
though.
there's. I think Windhorse is suggesting Kyrie would come here for a cheap 1 year deal.
No, he suggested he'd have to take less than the max.
He's not going to do a 1 year less than
But
the,
you'd have he will want 4 years, but if you're the Lakers, you can't do that.
But then
you have to
but then
line
he's
it
gonna
up with
stay in Dallas.
You have to line it up with AD.
Then he's going to stay in Dallas.
He might not.
He's not. He is not going to take fewer years and like $75 million less with all the money he's
Okay,
lit on
let me
fire
ask you
with
this.
Nike.
You just said he's erratic. Do you think anything he would do?
Yes, because he cares about money. He has shown that he actually cares about
If
money.
he cared about money, he wouldn't. He would.
No, if he cared about money, he would have taken a mid-level last year to join the Lakers. He could have done that.
He was not taking a mid-level.
But that's my
First
point.
of all,
He
the
cares-
Players Association, Angie, that's preposterous.
No.
The Players Association would never have allowed that.
He can do it if he wants
No,
to.
I am telling you with 1,000% assurance that the Players Association would have been furious at him.
So what? He's erratic according to you. He'll
Okay,
say double.
no, according to
He
you,
is
he's
the
erratic.
Players Association. What is he going to tell himself? No, he is the Players Association.
Andy, there is a collective group of 450 players. There is not.
So you think they would
have
say no, Kyrie? You can't.
There
do
would have
this."
been at least conversation about you
So
can't
what?
do this.
He still would say, "I'm going to do it,"
but he didn't
because he cares about the money, dude.
and also because there was going to be blowback on that.
Kyrie's a flake. He's not crazy.
I'm not
There's a
disputing
difference.
that part of it, but what I'm telling you is you're wrong about the Players Association
Let me
part.
know if I have to break this up. It's getting
You're
crazy.
wrong about that. You're wrong.
No, I agree. They would object. I'm saying he would still do it. If
He
that's
would
what
not have done
wanted. because he cared about the money, not because of the Players Association.
I'm not saying. No, you're conflating.
YouTube, by the way, is saying this is a big studio fight.
You're conflating
Chat
what
fight.
you're conflating what I'm saying. I'm not saying that it would have been the sole reason or the biggest reason. I'm just telling you he's not trying to have the entire league hate him at that point because he already has executives that don't like him.
I mean, I think he's kind of on his way anyway. So what difference?
Well,
does it
I mean,
make?
you can joke about that, but the reality is that's not what he wants.
All I'm saying is he cares about the money. Like
Sure.
that's all the messaging.
But then
we've
you're saying
heard.
why wouldn't he take the mid-level if he cares about the money?
Right.
He's not going to do that. He's not going to take a smaller deal with the Lakers for less money and fewer years. He's just going to stay in Dallas if those are his only options. That's my point.
He might not.
I would be stunned.
From a talk show host perspective, cool if he comes. There's a lot to talk about.
Right.
From a basketball perspective, I think it is revisiting Russell Westbrook all over again.
It's such a
great
No,
player,
he's way better than Russell
great
Westbrook.
player, completely mercurial. Don't know what you're going to get. There's certainly, already I can feel several controversies coming next season.
Well,
if
there's
Kyrie
always
is
going to be
there.
controversies here regardless of who's here.
Yeah, but nothing like Kyrie can blow it up like nobody else.
Sure.
And has.
Right, but high risk, high reward. All I'm telling you is that this is going to be a real conversation.
Oh, it will be.
No question, it's going to be a real conversation.
Don't disagree with that.
But my heels are going to be dug in.
Your heels?
No, my heels.
Yeah.
Are going to be dug in. No.
You're going to be telling
When
them
Jeannie
that?
calls
I'm gonna
Mace.
say no.
Yeah.
When Jeannie calls me, I will tell her, I will give her my honest appraisal.
And then I'll also ask her to get in the patio?
If I can get into the patio tonight,
Yeah.
Hello, is Jay Moore listening?
Yeah.
Jay, you
Yeah.
can get me in, or Jeannie, you can get me in. I want to go into the patio.
Yeah.
I'm not on the list.
Yeah. All right, here's the deal. We're going to take a quick break. I'll do LAX on the other side because we're way over the break at this point. But Brian had more.
Ooh. Really?
But not on Kyrie, this time on LeBron.
Oh, good.
Let's get to that next.
Sir Duke Super Playoff Crosstalk continues right now.
Is it Stevie Wonder's birthday or is this song number one? I missed
I believe it was the release of this
it.
song.
Give it up for Stevie Wonder.
Yeah. On this day. Let me see if I have it here.
On this day in Sir Duke was
77, maybe?
Let me see. Yeah, 1977. Number one hit.
He's probably like a little kid then too.
Do you you know who was in that Windhorst audio we just played? His guest was Bomani Jones. Bomani Jones,
Right.
And I have had a conversation. I actually brought him on the old morning show back in the day because I made a comment to Key and LZ back in the day that maybe Stevie can see a little more than you think.
Yes.
That's always been a conspiracy theory.
It has been out there. I really question it, but apparently there was one incident where a mic stand
Yes,
fell
that was
over,
what
he reached out and
grabbed it.
Yeah.
I showed it to Key and LZ, and they were, come on, man, you can't do that to Stevie. So I brought Bomani on, and he's like, yo, this is not the Zapruder film. The man is blind and caught the damn mic stand before it fell. Like, literally just one hand, boom, caught
I
it.
choose to believe it was instinct.
Well, I mean, they
Instinct.
say your other senses get heightened.
That's right.
And
So he heard the mic stand fall?
he could just feel it. He could hear it.
Felt
He could
it,
feel
hear
it.
Yeah.
I mean, remember the Book of Eli? Denzel Washington plays a blind badass. Like, he takes down
That's
an
true.
entire army
Yeah, that is
with
true.
a samurai sword.
That is true.
So it's possible. John Wick 4 has a blind villain.
Yeah.
Oh, John Wick 4 has a great blind.
I haven't seen John Wick.
It's
oh my
really
God,
good.
It's so good. Yeah,
It's
the big.
fun.
I never understand
Getting
the
more Wick.
backstory. Like, there's a big table and everybody's around it, and there are hotels.
Is there a
and I
dog
never-
in this one, too?
No dogs.
Oh.
No, there is a
dogs.
dog.
Oh, you're right. There's the best dog ever in a movie.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Now
this
I gotta
dog
watch
is-
They crank up everything in this movie, including the dogs.
By the way, I love a good dog in a movie, Turner and Hooch.
Yeah.
There was another one that was similar to Turner
Oh, it's
and Hooch.
Belushi, K9.
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 Yeah.
Airbud.
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 Yeah.
Channing Tatum had one
The
with the dog this
saddest
year.
movie I've ever seen is the movie with Jennifer Aniston where the
Marley
dog.
and Me.
Marley and
Oh
Me.
my God.
Oh, I read the book.
Well,
the book
It was the
painful.
most painful thing I've ever watched in
so
my
sad.
entire life.
I mean, if we're-
I've never seen it again.
Who wants to go see something so sad?
If we're going to go sad dogs, I mean, there's always Old Yeller.
No, I know, but that's
That's
but
the gold
my time.
standard.
Marley and Me, that was the name of the movie.
Really sad.
Oh my God, I have literally never, even if I've seen it on the guide
Yeah.
on cable, I'm like, nope.
I don't know why Jennifer
Going right
Aniston
past it.
associated herself with something so sad.
There are movies that I do that with. Requiem for a Dream is another one.
Oh no, that's,
that's-
insane.
Only one time. That's
Once
a
is
one-timer.
enough.
Yeah, no, I'm
Yeah.
never watching that again. You're right.
The last 10 minutes of Requiem for a Dream
Yeah.
are so
Yeah.
unsettling.
Yeah, for
Oh,
completely
yeah.
different
Yes.
reasons.
Oh, yeah.
Marley and Me and
Oh.
Requiem for a Dream.
Yeah.
But that would be it. And then, what was it? Oh, Joker. The Joaquin
Yeah.
Phoenix
Oh,
Joker.
no,
one
I can
time.
watch that again.
No, one
I
time
can watch
for me.
performance movies again. Like, that's a great performance.
Yeah, but one time for me.
Yeah, I can.
Now,
watch that
I
one
can
more.
watch Pulp Fiction 100,000 times, but Requiem for a Dream and Marley and Me, never again.
Yeah. By the way, two movies often mentioned together.
Yes. Of course.
People always talk about Requiem and Marley.
Yeah, they go hand in hand.
Right.
Paul and Paul. Paul and
Exactly.
hand together.
Exactly.
Yes.
I don't know how we landed there.
Yeah. Now, who
You
knows?
had that on your bingo card.
This is what happens on Super Duper Playoff Crosstalk.
Yes.
So there you go. By the way, Cappy could not have contributed anything to any of those conversations because he doesn't watch movies.
So, oh, that's right.
This
So-
is like the toughest part where I do the show with him. It's not the sports. It's the movies. The man
Correct.
never watches a movie.
Yeah, it is weird.
So when he goes to watch one, I'm super excited.
His pop culture knowledge is just.
It's very pre-2000.
Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah.
it is. He's not a contemporary.
But I'm rooting for him today.
What's happening with him?
Trial of the century is all I'll say. It's all I can say.
Trial of the century.
I'll let him discuss more
Okay,
when he's back.
got it, got
Trial of the century.
Wow.
Cappy's fighting today.
I'm going to Google see if I can find.
Root for
what the
Cappy
story-
today.
Go Cappy!
Happy.
Yeah.
Big fan.
All right. So obviously everyone's rooting for the Lakers today.
Yes.
Listening to us.
It's happening.
So Brian Windhorst, who we just played the Kyrie sound from, said some other stuff on his podcast today. The Hoop Collective, giving us a lot of nuggets today.
Nice.
Well, I shouldn't say nuggets. Let's call them gems because they're playing the Nuggets.
Okay.
A lot of gems today.
Yes.
This one about LeBron and some of the, let's just say, so-called executives from other teams taking some joy in the Lakers' demise at the moment.
Like, I got people texting me like, well, this is the end for LeBron. This is the end for LeBron. And I'm like, okay, I realize it's not 2018 LeBron. I'll take my hat off. But he went for 23 and 12. You know, I agree. It's not the guy who would go for 38, 17, and 12.
So executives saying that it's over for LeBron, I think is a bit of a stretch.
Yes.
He's not I'm with you. He's not obviously the same player, and he's also more injury prone at this stage of his career.
Yes.
But there's that part that Brian alluded to. He's still really freaking good.
So good.
And he's on two busted wheels right now as we speak. I don't care if he saw the LeBron James of foot doctors at this point. But the other part of it is this. there's some maneuverability here for the Lakers. We already talked about the Kyrie part of this,
Right.
whether you like it or not, but there's that as an option, right? They have their own internal options. I'm guessing Malik Beasley's $16 million is coming off the books because it's a team option.
Yeah, no.
I'm guessing that, Jared Vanderbilt is going to be here for $4.5 million.
Yes, great contract.
Right? They'll pay Austin Reeves.
Yes, they
and
will.
they're going to keep
They should keep
Rui
Hachimura.
Hachimura. Yeah.
So there are other maneuvers they can make to bolster this team. It'll have to be on the fringes, but it's easier to bolster on the fringes when you just had a Western Conference Finals appearance.
Right. The other thing is Austin Reeves has emerged as clearly the third best player
No doubt.
on this team.
Yeah.
And keeping those three, I hate to use the term big three, but Austin Reeves is really, really good.
He's very good.
Actually, I would say in this series, and this is both great for Austin Reeves' future, but it's problematic in this series, he's been their second best player. I actually think Austin Reeves has been their second best player behind Anthony Davis.
No, I wouldn't go that far.
I still think LeBron is the second
LeBron's
best player.
defense on Jokic in Game 2 was incredible.
Sure, but Austin Reeves has been more steady in more different ways. Offensively. Defensively, though, no, he's doing good things
he's been
defensively.
fine.
I think he's been good.
And by the way, offensively, he's also getting looks that most guys would dream about because of AD and LeBron being on the floor.
Right, but Austin Reeves isn't sneaking up on anybody
Right,
anymore.
but if Austin Reeves went to the Orlando Magic, he wouldn't be this.
Maybe not, but the truth is LeBron also needs more help around him or he can't do what he's doing either.
And the other thing about Austin Reeves is, Mark Stein reported today that he doesn't see any scenario in which the Lakers don't pay Austin.
They have to.
Optically,
but
they can't.
It would
they
go
have
to
to.
disaster.
They can't.
But it may go to 4 years, $80 million.
If that's what it takes.
The speculation.
That's what it takes.
And then there's that poison pill at the end of the deal.
Right.
Where it's $27 million the last 2 years.
But you know what, though? If Austin Reeves keeps progressing the way he has over the last 2 years, $27 million for him won't be that bad. It actually is not that bad of a contract if he keeps progressing the way he has.
If Jaylen Brown is going to be $60 million,
right,
then yes, if that's the math,
right.
Then
if that's what if that's what the Lakers are worried about, then honestly, they're not serious about this.
Yeah, it would go. By the way, it would go 10, 11, 27, 27.
Yeah.
So front-loaded, the front part of the contract
it's fine.
is fine.
Great. But the problem is trying to trade those poison pill contracts is not easy if you need to do that down the road.
Hopefully they won't have to. But in the meantime, though, you're getting the least expensive part of it when he's teamed up for the time being with LeBron and AD, who are the most expensive. There's no way to build a championship team without some degree of economic pain.
Oh, you're going to have to pay.
Right. And if you're not willing to endure the pain, then you're not serious about this.
Right. There can't be chatter about luxury tax.
No.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, it extends to Rui. I think they got to bring back Rui, too.
And he's going to be a $15 to $18 million guy.
Those are the two guys that they got to figure out a way to
Again,
bring
or
back.
you're not serious. Like you're serious about selling tickets because you have LeBron and AD, but you're not serious about winning if you're not going to pay what it takes to put the pieces that it's clear they need.
But to your point, and I agree with it, that clearly LeBron at 38, it's why I was yelling and screaming to your point earlier about trying to make that deal before 23 games were left in the regular season.
Sure.
Because he can't be carrying the entire burden at 38 years old. He will apply that pressure to get deals like that done, is my guess.
The other thing is the concept all along was, can LeBron sort of pass the baton on to somebody?
Well, he's been trying to do it to Anthony Davis the entire time.
I think Anthony Davis has emerged.
Yes, I would agree. At least on the floor, yes.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Off in the locker room, I don't know if AD's that type of personality.
Doesn't seem it.
No, it does not.
Maybe that stuff it can manifest itself, but
look, if Anthony Davis plays on the court like an unquestioned number one, LeBron can do the vocal leading. It'll be fine. It's much more important that AD is healthy, available, and producing than leading.
Yeah. Yeah, no question. His career will be about what you can do on the floor.
Yeah, absolutely.
Doesn't have to be about what you're saying in the huddles.
Yes.
By the way, it's actually if when he does speak up, I think that actually speaks volumes because he doesn't do it that regularly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right, coming up next, We got Radio Tinder at 3:45. Are you excited to do Radio Tinder?
I am so excited for it.
At
I
3:45.
love it. It's my favorite feature I've ever been
It's
associated
award-winning,
with
by
in
the
my
way.
entire career. It's a Mandy-winning feature.
Yeah, it's award-winning.
Yeah.
So we'll have that coming up at 3:45. Coming up next, one last go-around about your faith. We are going to test your faith, Steve Mason, Andy Kamenetsky. But first, let me talk to you about my second home, LAX, at Los Angeles International Airport. Changes are arriving daily to help transform the travel experience. The LAX economy parking structure is now open with thousands of smart parking spaces, as well as hundreds of EV charging stations. I use them regularly. I may be using it again if the Lakers win tonight on Tuesday. Modernized terminals have biometric gates for faster boarding. Who doesn't want to get to their flight faster, okay? Get through TSA quicker, more efficiently, right? Get to your flight, get off to where you need to go. And for those of you that have friends and family visiting, a new facility will have all major rental car brands under one roof. No more waiting for each individual bus from each individual car rental place to take you to a completely different place every single time. And forget about cars. Soon, the People Mover train will connect travelers to LA Metro. So for more information about LAX's transformation, go to their website, flylax.com/transforminglax. That's flylax.com/transforminglax.
Super Playoff Crosstalk.
I think they want you to sing again, Andy.
Set your mind free.
There we go.
Uptown. Get the body hot. Get down. I don't want to stop.
Oh, can't hit that room.
Yeah, no.
But you hit the other
Yeah,
ones.
no, that was good.
Did my best.
You hit many of the notes.
Did my best.
That's good. That's good. I don't got that club in my back.
The falsetto?
The super high voice? No.
I'm not sure I got that club in my bag either. I just have the willingness to do it. But it's the equivalent, you said the club in the bag, it's equivalent of like teeing off on a 550-yard hole with like a sand wedge.
That is true. That is true.
Yeah, it's the wrong club.
So,
George, I have faith.
What kind of faith, Mace? What is your faith level? Is it, all right, they don't get swept? Is it they get one in Denver and all of a sudden we're back in business?
Yep.
Is it they push it to 7, which would I only think like several teams have actually done that.
3 have gone from down 3-0
to pushing it to a game 7. Or can they be the miraculous can they be the Boston Red Sox of 2004 in the NBA?
The idiots.
I want to quote our Mandy Award-winning salesperson Mark Cates, who says, why not us?
Yeah.
Why not us?
Why not?
You just got to win one tonight.
Yeah.
Just win
Nothing
one.
is over until we decide it is.
Exactly. Nothing is over till we decide it is. No, I actually feel good about tonight. I don't think a team led by LeBron James is going to be swept. I don't think they're going to be swept on their home floor. I don't think Laker fans are going to witness a loss tonight. I think it is going to force another game in Denver.
Okay, so let me pose this scenario to you.
Okay.
Let's say third quarter, halfway through, about 6 minutes to go.
Okay.
Denver's up 12. How do you feel in that scenario?
The Lakers have been the comeback team all season.
Yeah. They came
even in
back
these
from,
playoffs.
Even game 1, they were down 20.
They've done it many times.
Because I feel like the audience there they were waiting to like have a moment.
Yep.
And even when they took the lead very briefly, remember they had a lead at 9-7 and then again 85-84.
Right.
You would think that when they came back to go 85-84, that place, the roof would have come off.
Right.
Like, by the way, it did against Golden State a number of times, okay? But I didn't get that sense in the building the other night. Like, it was weird. Like, the audience for that particular game, I did not feel like was... I felt like they were scared in that building.
I mean, I think what this crypto crowd is experiencing, and hopefully they just bring it tonight because I can tell you the Lakers need their energy. I think they're recognizing Denver's really good. Like, they're really, really good. And even though the Lakers can beat them tonight, even though the Lakers, I think, are capable of stretching the series, if nothing else, Denver's the better team. Denver has they have a wider margin for error.
They do.
Doesn't mean the Lakers can't beat them.
They've been in every game.
Right.
Well, Lindsay, I think, was it you that fought me on they have more impactful players at the beginning of the series?
I didn't fight you on it. You pointed it out to me, and I said, it was like they have more stars. Like their stars are bigger stars.
Well, and their secondary players,
right.
their supporting cast, I think,
their
is better.
8-man rotation knows exactly what they're going to do night in and night out.
Yeah.
That's not the case with the Lakers.
Meanwhile, for the Lakers, 84% of their points have come from AD, LeBron, Hachimura, and Reeves.
Right.
So beyond that, they have not gotten help.
Right. Because you
can't
count.
Mace.
You can't count on
That's a
anyone.
sassy stat. Yeah,
that is a sassy stat.
Thank you.
You can't count on anyone else.
Right.
Not consistently.
But that's what makes this D'Angelo Russell conversation, I think, complex.
This is it here for tonight for him, is it not?
Yeah, I think. I think
his
this
future relies on this night tonight.
Oh,
in a big way, I think.
The Lakers Nation turned on him so
Yes,
quickly.
they did.
If you go to social media,
Yeah. Oh, yes, they did.
I mean, and he's 8 for 37 in this series.
They're minus 53 when he's on.
But what makes it complicated, I think, though, for Darvin Ham, like put aside the politics about whether or not you think benching D'Angelo Russell, you could lose him mentally, you crush his confidence, politics of re-signing him this offseason, put all that aside. The problem is you would be replacing him with guys who also aren't scoring.
Sure.
Like there's nothing – I think the problem for Darvin right now is there's nothing obvious for him to be doing.
Yes.
There's no fix that feels like, okay, you need to do this. Like the first round series, it became clear after a while. You got to sit Malik Beasley and Troy Brown. You need to play Wenyen Gabriel in the non-Anthony Davis minutes because they're getting killed on the boards with no size. They do it. Game 6 against the Warriors, you have to go with a 3-guard lineup. This became apparent.
Right, because they're small.
Right. This round, there's no obvious solutions
You don't
for
have,
Darvin
you
Ham.
don't have sizing. You don't have enough size to size up. Although playing Rui more is a big is what I would do automatically.
I'm sure they will, but he played like 35 minutes or something like that.
But that needs to be the basis for what he does.
Of course,
yes.
But it's got to be more than just play Rui more.
See, I think it's got to be somebody beyond those four players that we're talking about who needs to have a good night.
Do you
Whether
dust off Malik Beasley? Like Ramona alluded to earlier, a scout said to her.
You can. I don't. But that's.
I would
dart
rather,
throwing.
if I'm going to do a dust off, if it's him or Mo Bamba. I know you've been big on the Mo Bamba Hive, not you personally.
No,
against the Mo Bamba.
The
Hive.
Mo Bamba Hive will not stop pestering me.
Yeah,
is that right?
Oh my God!
I see you guys answering those questions. God bless you, because I won't.
I mean, at Cam Brothers, I guess, if you want to keep yelling at me.
In the community, I think I answered one Mo Bamba question, and I just had one response. It was like, he hasn't played in 2 months.
He's played 90 minutes with this team.
Yeah.
90 minutes total.
Right.
Wait a minute, 90 minutes with this team total from the time he got traded here?
Yes.
Oh, well, no, I don't
He
think
has
you dust
10
him off.
Yeah, you can't dust
No,
him
you
off.
can't dust
He
him
has
off. He's
10
too dusty.
playoff
But
minutes.
Malik
Too dusty.
Beasley,
I mean,
if you're trailing, you need some threes.
Well, and you need some threes. Honestly, he'd check him and see.
I mean, why not?
To his credit, I've seen him at every game, both in Denver and here. He has stayed ready. Like, he's going through his pregame workout every single game like he would if he was playing.
Good.
Well, if D'Angelo flops again tonight, try Malik Beasley.
Try Troy Brown.
Try
Max
Brown.
Christie.
Yeah, I mean, you want to try anybody who can conceivably get hot.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I mean, will they start D'Angelo? Do
Wait.
you think Darvin's going to start D'Angelo?
I think Ramona's right. I think they start him and then they have a quick hook.
Yeah, quick hook.
Yeah. Jonathan Watson, one of our adoring listeners who we
Great
love.
guy.
I know Jonathan.
Says, what do you make of the war between Lakers fans over Vogel versus Ham? Well, look, I think here's what I would say. I think Frank Vogel was scapegoated.
Yep.
But it's over. Like, what can you do? Like, Darvin Ham is your coach. And I think Darvin Ham has done, considering he's a rookie coach, and all the stuff that's been thrown at him.
And he started out 2-10, and now
Right.
they're in the Western Conference
Correct.
Finals.
I actually pointed that out on Twitter. I told the guy who was bitching about him being at the WNBA game the other day, I said, you need to get a life.
Yeah.
And that was my point. They were 2-10. They completely remade the roster with 23 games left.
And he
they're
got
in the Western Conference
the pieces
Finals.
to fit
Again,
and all that stuff.
Darvin Ham was there to support Brittany Griner, so it was about something bigger than just going to a WNBA game.
And he's got an office there in the building.
And also, too, again, this is something like today's episode of Locked On Lakers, actually.
That you can find wherever you find your podcast.
And there's a YouTube
There
component.
is a YouTube
Okay,
component. One of the topics was
I like the way we raced through the
how much blame does Darvin Ham deserve for the Lakers being down 0-3? I think he deserves a lot of blame for Game 1.
I agree.
Because
starting the
small
three-guard lineup.
That was a terrible
and
idea.
starting it again in the second half.
Yes, it was a terrible idea. Beyond that, though, his players are not giving him enough outs. Like, at some point, adjustments
I
don't
agree.
matter
Yeah, you have to
if
play
you don't
it.
have players executing.
100%. All right, the award-winning Radio Tinder.
Love that.
Is up next. I got to roll to the arena.
Okay.
I'll see you guys tomorrow.
All right. See
you guys
there.
have fun.
All right. Continuing with super duper playoff crosstalk and Radio Tinder next. Mason and Andy Kamenetsky in here, 710 ESPN.
Hi, I'm Olympic gold medalist April Ross. Many people think of athletes as heroes. They look up to them for inspiration and to see the possibilities of what they can do. But if I'm a hero, who is my hero? To me, my heroes are the firefighters who protect our cities and homes. My fiancé is a firefighter, so I deeply respect and admire what he and his colleagues do and accomplish every day on the job. Los Angeles needs more heroes like him. Do you think you have what it takes? To learn more, go to joinlafd.org. Be a hero to your community. I look forward to being able to cheer you on along the way.
around 5:30 p.m. in the Southland. You know what we do around 5:30. You can follow her at Lindsay Baseball on Twitter or Instagram. Don't forget about our sponsor, Tequila Mandala. Always swipe right on Tequila Mandala. Take it away, producer Lindsay.
Thanks, Christopher. And by the way, just like Chris mentioned, Radio Tinder is presented by Tequila Mandala. Always swipe right on Tequila Mandala, award-winning small batch premium sipping tequila made from the finest mature agaves, available wherever fine tequilas are sold, or visit tequilamandala.com. All right, so we've all heard how hard it is to get tickets to this Taylor Swift highly popular Eras tour that's going on now throughout the summer, right?
Yes.
Cappy's got a couple Hey Kings out for that.
I've got a pair of tickets to see her at SoFi.
Oh, so it wasn't that hard then.
Tyler has a pair of tickets at SoFi.
My aunt wanted me to buy, see if I could get a free pair.
So
I'm like,
expensive.
Give me a break.
It's like what? Expensive.
80,000 people?
Well, we got into the season ticket holder.
Well, you're a season ticket holder. Yeah, so you're good.
So you got your tickets. Well, one superfan was so desperate and determined to see your show that he found a unique way to see it, despite not being able to get the impossible to get tickets. He applied to be a security guard for her 3 shows in Nashville, and he got the gig. In his viral TikTok video, he said that Swift's security team later had to reprimand him during the show, telling him that he was going too hard and that he needed to take it down a notch. Is there any performer who you would work to go see if you couldn't get a ticket? Swipe left or swipe right. Mason, you go first.
Let me see. I would... it probably is Taylor Swift. Toughest ticket I've ever had to get.
Really?
I'm a really big Taylor Swift fan. As Clayton Kershaw says, if you don't like Taylor Swift, you're lying to yourself. She puts on a really good show. I would say that's it.
Wow. I'm surprised that you're a Swiftie. I didn't know that.
I am a Swiftie. Yes, I am.
He has no idea.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I totally do. And I know the incident she's talking about. The incident where Taylor Swift was doing bad blood and yelling at the security guard for going too far with her fans. I actually saw that video.
Oh, wow.
First of all, this idea was stolen from an episode of Beverly Hills 90210 when
Yes.
Claire
Yep.
and David became security guards or vendors so they could watch the Rolling Stones play live. And the Rolling Stones, I assume, made a lot of money allowing their footage to be shown in this
at
episode.
the Rose Bowl, right?
Yeah, it was at the Rose Bowl.
Oh, don't get me on 90210 trivia with myself and Kamenetsky and Travis.
I mean, it's a great
Mike
idea.
Trudell also.
Yeah, Mike Trudell knows it.
Yeah.
Ben Lyons as well.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to swipe, was it left or right, Lindsay?
There was no swiping here.
Oh, as long?
Well, I did ask if there's anyone that you would go see if you want to
okay.
swipe left
Yeah.
or right. So you could swipe if you want, Beto.
I'm going to swipe no. I don't like music that much, and I don't like the crowds, and I have no idea what Taylor Swift sings. But I will go do this one for you, Jorge. Luis Miguel is coming back in concert now. That's a tough ticket right there.
He could have been my dad.
Why?
How is that?
Yeah, my mom never met him.
Oh, you're so man. This is why I'm voting for Laura.
Vote for Jorge.
Not anymore.
His daughter Maite is begging for his vote.
Yeah.
Andy, what about you?
I'm swiping right. That doesn't sound fun.
No.
Like, if I go to a concert, I want to watch the concert. I don't want to have to deal.
Wait, time out. You're giving these people too much credit. Not trying to be mean or anything, but these people that just sign up to go be security guards.
Oh, by the
at these
way, that
concerts-
security story, suspect. I don't believe it because when you get hired on as security, you don't all of a sudden end up working security stage. You're at Staples Center. You're in the top 300.
No, I
you're
watched
not working.
the video. The video is out.
No, but I don't think that guy was new to being security. I think he lied
You
about
think
that
he
part.
lied? He had been security before, then he became security. So
I
he
just
could
got
be-
hired on, and then my first assignment is at the stage? Nah.
Look, when in doubt, assume 85% of what you see on social media, BS.
Oh, yeah.
It's a lot.
He documented the whole thing on TikTok, but okay.
No,
we'll go,
it's
you
true.
know.
I believe,
it was on TikTok. I didn't
believe
realize
that
that.
he got the gig. Yeah, but
No, that's cold hard.
And
facts.
always be nice. Always be nice to the ushers at Staples Center, or
Always be nice. Yeah.
What was
Red
Sandra?
coats.
Yeah.
All right, moving along. Harrison Ford defended the use of de-aging technology in his latest Indiana Jones film months after he called it a little spooky. The 80-year-old Star Wars and Indiana Jones icon praised the technology that made his de-aged character seem very realistic. He said, quote, "I know that is my face. It's not Photoshop magic. That is what I looked like 35 years ago." Ford thinks that the de-aging technology does him and the movie justice. How do you guys feel about the movie studios using AI to de-age actors, upwards of 50 years? Mace?
Well, Scorsese did it for
The Irishman.
The Irishman, right? And honestly, they didn't really look natural and normal. And I don't know that the technology has advanced so much for the Dusty Dial of Destiny.
Here's the problem with the de-aging. If you just want to make somebody's face look younger, fine, whatever. But if you're asking them to do actual things on film, particularly like in The Irishman, Robert De Niro he's supposed to be kicking somebody, like stomping somebody outside of a store,
Yeah, right.
and De Niro can barely move his legs. And there's nothing de-aging can do about that. And Robert De Niro used to be one of the best kickers in cinema history.
Laces out. He was ready, man.
Harrison Ford can't convincingly de-age his body. Just his face is Indiana Jones.
But don't you think they use like body doubles for those other scenes? Don't you think they figured that out
Not
by
in The
now?
Irishman.
They did not in The Irishman.
Yeah.
They went cheap on that. 4 hours long.
Okay.
What do you think, Beto? Are you in for,
de-age me all day long. Botox me, shoot me up, do whatever
Is
you
that
got to
right?
do. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I want to look as good as you, Mace. You what, 75? Yeah, baby.
I am 75. Yes, thank you.
Oh,
Thank you.
Look, you're going to a movie, right?
Yeah.
They look great. Everybody's filtered.
Movie stars.
Exactly. We go to a Laker game and you see them in person and you're like, wow, that person looks like death. Like, so when I'm paying money, right? When I'm paying money, I want to know that that movie is looking good. I don't like if the girl's lips are big, go ahead. If her body's super small, go ahead. Whatever it is. But in real life, we know they're not going to look like that. So give me a movie, I'm okay with it.
I want to point out that Harrison Ford once landed on a street near my house. It was on Centinela. He landed his plane.
In Santa Monica, right?
Yeah, in Santa Monica.
Oh, you live there?
Missed the airport.
Wait, why? I was gonna say, why did he land his plane on a street?
Because he missed the airport.
He's apparently a terrible flyer.
Yeah, he's a terrible flyer.
He's had two. He landed once on Penmar Golf Course.
Yeah.
And then he landed another time on Centinela. He's it's like he could wind up anywhere.
Yeah, they let him fly still, huh?
Yeah, they do still let him fly.
Get off my plane. It's him in Air Force One.
Yes, By the way, renowned stoner.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Harrison Ford?
Oh
Does he have
yeah.
an earring?
Renowned.
Yes, he does.
He has an earring, right? Let it go, bro. You're 80.
I would say let him live it. Let him live his life.
You
Wear
got an
the
earring on at 80?
You know what?
Go for it.
Let him do what he
Okay,
wants.
Mason's going to come in 5 years. He's going to be 80. He's going to have an earring. Watch.
Cool. Hey, whatever.
If I'm
rock it.
showing
You
up
rock
here at 80, please, just do the humane thing.
I love how Beto said in a couple of years.
Get off my
Hey,
plane.
Mace, don't ask me twice. I got you, bro.
He said in a couple of years when you show up here when you're 80.
Yes. In
Mason's
a couple of
Ouch.
years.
Mason's
Thanks,
the best,
Beto.
man.
All right, last one here.
I'm just jealous of
Billionaire
the hair.
tech bro Peter Thiel, who is the co-founder of PayPal, revealed on a podcast this week that he has paid to have his body cryonically frozen when he dies in hopes that he can be revived if and when future generations figure out a solution for whatever causes his future death. He said, quote, "I don't necessarily expect it to work, but I think it's the sort of thing that we're supposed to try to do." Thiel reportedly plans to have his body frozen and stored by the same company that has Ted Williams' frozen corpse.
That's right.
Yep.
That's a wild story, by the
Sure
way.
is.
Don't they just have Ted Williams'
Just
head?
head, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they only have his head.
It's caused real problems in his family. Like
They
it's
fought over it.
Yes,
There's
yes.
a whole
Custody
podcast
of the
about
head.
it. Yeah, whole podcast about it. Would you guys freeze your body in hopes of coming back to life someday? Swipe left or swipe right, Mace?
I'm swiping left. Honestly, I believe in heaven. I intend to be there, and I don't want to be pulled out of it to come back here. Seriously.
But what if you don't go to heaven?
I'm going to heaven, Beto. I know I'm going to heaven.
Okay.
Done more good than bad.
Ask
Yeah.
the board ups you work with.
Oh, come on, man.
They don't-
Board ops I've worked with.
Yeah, A.
I just saw A on
He's a
Saturday.
What's his real name?
George.
Oh, wow. You do know it now.
A. Martinez. Yeah, he's star of NPR. I saw him at Dave Singer's thing.
Look, he might not have taken off without Mason giving him a stage name.
Exactly.
Correct.
Hey.
Hey.
Get this.
Coffee.
Hey, get that. All right, so
Andy.
Mason stays there.
Andy, are you getting your body frozen?
No.
No?
When my time is here, I'm just going to accept it.
I know. what
I'm
Beto
not
was
getting
gonna say.
cryogenically frozen. You come back like 100 years later, you're going to feel so out of it, like you're going to not even recognize the world.
Oh, there's
What's
gonna
that
be
movie? Demolition Man?
Demolition.
Yeah.
There's going to be robots and robot cars. And
Like
flying
Austin
cars
Powers.
And, yeah.
It would
Austin
probably
Powers
be
was
really
funny.
freaky to come back like 100 years later.
Yeah.
Be terrifying.
I just imagine Ted Williams' head somewhere in the future.
You know, I wouldn't, but there's the people you're like, man, that person would be perfect if that happened to him, right? I got a friend named Rigo who is just, let's just say he's out there, right?
Yeah.
He's at every party, but he's not invited. He's the guy who should be like frozen because he'll come back and he's going to be like Encino Man where he's just going to blend in with everybody. Me, no, but there's a couple people you're like, That guy can live in any generation. That guy could be there. So Regal's this guy. I don't even know his real name, but that's just his Instagram name. But he is a guy who will show up. He'll hang out with you. If flying car, he'll be the one like Harrison Ford. He'll fly the car. Like that. But me, nah. I'm dead. I'm dead. Me and Mason are hanging out in heaven. We're all right.
Yeah. By the way, nice pull, Beto, Encino Man, because that movie came out today. It was one of the anniversaries.
Is that right? Wow. Starring Brendan Fraser.
And Pauly Shore.
And Pauly Shore. And one more.
Sean Astin.
Kiwi Kwan.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Kiwi Kwan, 2 Oscar winners, and Pauly Shore.
Multiple Razzie winner.
Yes. The Weasel.
The Weasel.
The Wheeze.
All right, that's it for Radio Tinder.
Time to have been
All
alive.
right, there you have it. I don't, Beto, or what's our out time there, Jorge?
58.
Yeah, 3 minutes.
58. All right, so let's talk about tonight. Beto, how are you feeling about it?
Lakers
They
win.
did tell you that during the break.
Oh,
okay. Thank you.
Hey,
Jorge.
you know what? You're a little sassy over there, bro.
You're throwing off the whole rhythm of everything. We have a rhythm here.
He likes to do that.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah,
he does.
That's my role, bro.
So how you feeling?
Lakers win tonight.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna save some face for you because you're gonna be there.
Yes.
They don't want to disappoint you. You know, so you being a hardcore fan, they want to make sure Mason leaves tonight. happy.
Yes, it's all about me.
Speaking of leaving,
Yeah.
how are you handling tonight's exit?
Halftime.
I don't have a seat, so I'm gonna have to float.
Okay.
And you never know. Sometimes people ghost when they float.
Who sits in the seat next to Sliwa when you're not there?
I think Bergman got that seat. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to be up in the suite, which Cappy says is the coolest suite in the entire building. Have you been to the suite, Beto?
Yeah, great. ESPN, Good
That's a
Karma
blast,
Suite is
yeah.
fantastic.
Andy, you not coming to the game?
I am not going to the game tonight.
Well,
I got to record right after, so it's easier to be at home.
Do you literally record the Locked On Lakers podcast right after?
Pretty soon after, because we tried to get the YouTube component up the night before tomorrow.
Is that the hoedown?
It was the hoedown.
Late night dance party hoedown.
The
on
hoedown
your
on your phone. It's now part of a different network, the Locked On network.
Yeah. So who do you think is, aside from the 4 that are doing all the scoring, beyond LeBron and AD and Rui and Austin Reeves, who's the guy that emerges tonight in a win?
It really needs to be D'Angelo Russell. It needs to. I mean, both for him with his future, with the team, all that stuff, his own psyche, but also for the team. He's the one that's most capable of making something happen. Like, it needs to be D'Lo.
Beto, what about you?
As much as I want to agree with you, I need more LeBron. Like, this is just, I'm not doing the whole hot take in the morning thing. What's this do for his legacy? None of that. Just, you want to go down with your best. So I think LeBron and AD just, and everybody else can just help, but it needs to be those two guys.
I agree. I think it's going to be a huge LeBron and AD night.
Monster. It has to be.
A huge AD night tonight.
Yeah, come out, punch him right away, and then don't even let it get close.
Make the crowd get into it early.
Yeah. Start.
'Cause it is tough.
Start fast.
Crypto's tough when you're in there and it's loud and it's rocking. Because right now it's the world is coming to an end. That feeling, it's doomsday. I haven't even seen any Laker flags.
Yeah.
Like, what's going on, people?
We're
the freeways.
waiting for the finals. Waiting for the finals. All right, that's it for us. Super duper playoff crosstalk. Beto, thank you. Andy, thank you. Lynn's awesome. Jorge, awesome. Coming up next for you is Lakers pregame. Slee with the pre on 710 ESPN.